This is the Renaissance Men Podcast, broadcasting live on YouTube and Twitch. Now please welcome your host, Stuart Garrard.
Good evening and welcome to episode 166 of the Renaissance Men Podcast. I am your host, Stuart Garrard, and joining me as always, to my right, Jimmy the Saint. Oh,
here he is.
There we go.
Hey, there's my children. There's my children. How are you all? Welcome, people of Earth. Thank you for coming. Welcome, Stu.
Welcome,
hello,
Jimmy.
Stu.
Hello, Jimmy. Where to begin? It's been a good week. Have you? I wanted to ask you. The first thing I wanted to ask you is: have your kids been on half term this week? They have.
They have.
I know there seems to be some kind of. I don't know. It's very weird how half terms work in our close counties.
Yeah, I don't quite get it. Is it something to do with daylight saving? Because it's quite often in Suffolk, or Ipswich, where you are, it is different to Essex, isn't it?
I know, it's
Colchester.
Weird, isn't it? It's weird. It's weird. But yeah, I'm going to ask you: have you had a good half term week? No.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
If the family are listening, I've had a great week.
Mm-hmm.
It's been quite tricky because I've been trying to work, but the kids would be driving the wife crazy, and she's trying to make her way through Hogwarts Legacy, and if the kids aren't letting her,
I know, bloody kids.
They're not letting her do her thing. They're not letting her, do her Expelliarmus. Do you know she's got two of the unforgivable curses and she won't use them.
What? Really? I like her morals. That's good. I'm so early on in the game. We're going to talk about it later on, but yeah, I feel like I've heard people have completed the game already, and I'm still kind of in the early stage. I've only done like my first couple of lessons. Yeah. I feel like I'm bunking off quite a lot, doing other stuff.
What are you doing? Smoking around the back of the
that kind of stuff.
The blooming Hufflepuff shed.
Taking some Hufflepuff.
Yes.
Behind the sheds, having some extracurricular activities with some of the professors.
Oh, I wonder if you're allowed to do it at that school. You're not at our schools, are you? But they've got different rules.
They do, yeah.
They used a polymorph potion. They made themselves look older.
Christ. How do we get down this rabbit hole? Anyway. First off, I want to ask the chat, how do we sound this week? Because particularly myself, how do we both sound?
Yeah, and the music at the start was very loud, Stu, and the applause and the kids were loud in my ears. So okay. Let us know.
You do know you have got a volume down? Bottom.
Yes, but I have to turn it back up when you come on.
Oh, I see. Okay, right.
I do know how volume works.
Well, I didn't know.
I know I'm crap with tech, but yeah.
Well, enough of that, because the only reason I ask is I was very quiet last week. And that annoyed me. I always get annoyed by sound issues because, for people listed as a podcast, it's all they've got. They don't have the beauty of our faces. All they can go is by the audio. And if that's crap, then it's a crap experience. So hopefully we sound okay. Thank you, Neil, in the chat. He's saying, sounding very clear. The levels are right.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Thank you, Neil. Much appreciated. But Jimmy, coming back to you. Sorry for that interruption. How anything else happened this week?
I've had a big week as you there's lots going on. I got a rabbit. We got a rabbit. We mentioned that, didn't we? On Rabbit Watch, Stu, you were right. It chewed through a wire.
I told you, mate. I told you.
The Amazon Fire Stick wire, and I can't believe it didn't get electrocuted because that's plugged into the wall. Is that not how electricity works?
It should do, surely. Yeah, how did that not? Has it got like rubber-lined teeth?
I don't know, but it wasn't like in Christmas Vacation when a cat just gets. Yeah, it weren't like that. No. So
movies have lied to us.
Rabbit Watch, it's done its first wire, so that's happened this week. What else? I had a curry with the girls, as I put in the in the notes, Stu, didn't I? Curry with the girls, and I bet you thought typical Jimmy the Saint. He's out with a lot of women and doing his thing,
you're
getting
right.
hot and spicy.
Yeah.
Well, put your crudeness back in your mouth, Stu.
Okay.
Because what that was a curry at the Titash on Mersey with my good friend Martin Coker, sometime listener of the show, the one who listens to us in the bath and enjoys himself. It was me and him and our 2 daughters.
Oh, isn't it nice?
So 2 6-year-old girls for a curry. And
it was literal girls, not
little girls. My little girl was buzzing. Like she walked in and went like she was so excited to be in this Indian restaurant.
That's lovely. Is that her first time she's been in like an Indian restaurant?
First time she's been out of the house. It's the first time she's been. Well, she's an interesting one, Evie. She's got away. Like
speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
So we went in, and he will vouch for this. Evie was just buzzing, and we sat down, and the waiter came over, and she went, "Where's my curry?" Darling, we haven't even ordered yet. Let's order. Like we'll have some beers for everyone and poppadoms. Yeah, they brought over the poppadoms. This is a curry. Where's my curry? It was like taking like a drunk, like at the end of the night.
Yeah,
it's up drunk. Eventually, she got a curry. She enjoyed it. She had a little Knickerbocker Glory thing at the end. We had a lovely time.
That sounds delightful. Do you mind me asking what kind of curry she had? Did she have like a very mild?
So her and my friend
korma?
Martin's child shared a korma.
Oh, yeah. I think that's wise.
I shared a korma.
Vindaloo.
Yeah. And me and Martin had some chicken tikka things and some sagaloo. We went out and I kept saying, eat, Martin, because I will eat it all. I'll eat. I'm not leaving anything, and I didn't. Yeah. So that was great fun. That was great fun. So that was this week.
Kids. Martin's chimed in with the kids using napkins to be Mary and Joseph was a highlight.
Yes. Yeah. Martin's little girl put one over her head, and my little girl wrapped one round like a cape, and they went, "Look, we're Mary and Joseph." Yeah. That was very
delightful.
sweet.
Delightful.
I've just closed the notes by accident.
For goodness sake. Do you want me to tell you what you did this week?
No, I know. The other thing was I had to take my 3-year-old for blood tests. So I did that. That was exciting. It's been a packed week, Stu.
Yeah, mate.
To be honest,
like it.
It's been a blob of a week.
A blob.
But the highlight, Stu.
Yeah.
The highlight was before going for my curry, because I was booked in for the curry like at about 5:15 or something. Yeah. So I'd gone home from work and I get a text message from listener of the show, John Simmons, Scale Modeler.
Hello, John.
Very good with his hands, as you know. And he messages me saying, "Are you still at work?" I'm like, "Of course I'm not. I've gone home." It's like it's gone.
It's 2 o'clock. What are you talking about?
No, it's gone 5. I've gone home. What John does is he occasionally will go, "Should we grab a quick beer?" And it will be like 5 minutes before I want to be going home, basically. Anyway, I say I'm not. And then he calls me up and like, "What?" And he says, "I'm stuck. I need you to come and get me out." I went, "What do you mean?" He went, "I'm stuck in a toilet at work. I need you to get me out." And I said, "What do you expect me to do?" He's like, "Well, you're gonna have to boot the door down. I'm stuck in the toilet. Yeah. I've done a poo. It smells. You need to come and kick the door down." So I jumped in the Batmobile with my daughter and drove to his work, and I did a little video of how this all went down, Stu. Wow. So
we're going to enjoy that together on the show. So here is actual footage of Jimmy saving longtime friend of the show, John Simmons, Scale Modeler, from the toilet. And which make it even more funny is he always chimes in the chat from the toilet. So yes, he could have been on there all week. To be honest, we wouldn't have known.
He's a real toilet man, isn't he? And do you remember I told that story about how he wouldn't get out the toilet and had to poo in a bag?
Yes. Yep, a real toilet-centric man.
Yeah.
But, let's watch the video of his glorious escape.
Let's know.
All right, Jim. Yeah. So we've got a situation. That doesn't. That's not opening the thing inside.
Okay, so I'm heading up towards the house where I would. John, you could get out that window. Right, where's the light? What do you mean there's no light?
There isn't a light. Well, there is. Try, yeah, there might be one outside that comes on.
Okay, I'm going to try booting it, okay? Are you ready?
Yeah. Go on. Go on, son. Go on, son. Go on, son.
Ninja!
Yes, boy.
Ninja!
Boy.
Woo! I'm very proud of that. Not quite sure how I did it, but I bloody did it, mate. Tough guy. I could make it to the fire brigade. Right, John. See you later. Thanks, bye. Didn't even give me a, I mean, I just rescued him from, you know, a fate worse than death. Being stuck in his own toilet with his own flip-flops. And he didn't even give me a kiss. Oh well. Done now.
Magnificent. I want to ask, at what point do you start filming? Why, and what goes through your head to say, right, let's capture this on video?
When he rang me and said, "Can you come and save me?" I said, "I will film this. I will film this for the show. I will film this for the podcast." Yeah. And he said, "I'm going to be filming from my side anyway." I think he just wanted to film it anyway.
He was already filming.
Yeah. He had his camera on. The amount of stuff I had to cut off the start of his. Oh, you wouldn't want to see it.
Oh, bless him. Well, well done, Jimmy. You don't know your own strength, really, do you?
I don't know how I did it.
It's really fight or flight moments, really, when when a mother lifts a car off their baby.
Exactly what it was like. I had to rescue him. I turned up. He was like, "Are you wearing like thick socks in your DMs?" I went, "No, I'm wearing no socks and Skechers." He's like, "You." And then I walked in with a metal pole that I went and got from his barn. He was like, "Just kick it down first." So there's a lot of stuff cut out of there, obviously. I was there for an hour.
Fantastic. Lacey asked a good question. Welcome, Lacey, by the way. Wouldn't the handle on the outside have just worked? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Or could you not have just unhooked? What was keeping it closed? Why wouldn't the handle on the outside work? On John's other side?
I didn't stop to check if there was a handle. Yes. Was there a handle?
I'll assume that doors generally have handles on each side. Obviously, John's side was off, but what about the other side?
Yeah, now you say this. No, I'm pretty sure there wasn't a handle on my side.
Well, no, that's fine. That's probably just as well, because you kicked his bloody door in.
I mean, why did he shut the door? He's in there on his own. I don't know. Well, just privacy. Yeah, he told me to kick it in. He told me to.
Sometimes, I don't blame him. Sometimes you've just gotta, you need a bit of privacy. Poo, whatever, bath. Just lock that door. Just get some solitude. Fortress of solitude.
But it was quite a hero moment. I was quite proud of myself to manage to do it. Well, when I told my wife that I was heading round to do it, she didn't believe it was going to happen.
No, but it did. Glorious. Is that it for your week, Jimmy? I mean, that's quite action packed.
Really. That's my week. I can't beat that. I can't beat rescuing one of my best friends.
No, and I don't think I can on my week, to be honest, because it's I'm not going to reach those peaks. But you mentioned you had a child with a blood test. I also had a child with a blood test this week. What is it about mass blood testing of children this week? Is there a conspiracy going on?
It's probably Bill Gates or one of those fellas, isn't it? Elon Musk testing all the kids' blood.
Yep, probably so. So we had to go through that, and he was an absolute trooper. Getting his, and they did the whole thing where they couldn't get a vein on one arm, so they had to do it all again on the other arm.
Same thing happened with mine.
I had to really restrain myself from laughing, but you did so well.
Yeah, I like watching the kids get jabs because they annoy you so much, and when you're doing it, you're like, "This is for the best." Yeah, go on, stab him.
And it was so funny, Benj, bless him, because he usually he just kind of melts into a wibbly crying mess, but this time something changing. He just started hulking, hulking out and trying to like, power through it. It was magnificent to watch. Yeah, I don't know what kind of triggered that. Who knows? Hopefully that's what the blood test will tell us. But no, it was a very strange experience to see him just kind of power through like that.
Are you allowed to say why he went for blood tests? Has he been playing around?
No, what? Why has he gone? I'm trying to remember why he has gone. Oh no, he's been he's been ill so much, isn't he? And they decided, let's just test his levels. And
I said he's ill all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
He went back to school after Christmas. First day he got ill. First day, and he's still got it.
Yeah,
and it's been half term now. Ridiculous.
Where do they get it from? I think he's deficient in something. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not tough like us old timers.
No, bit of dirt do you good.
I'd like to see my son try and kick down a door.
Probably get shin splints or something. Trying. But again, yeah, it's been half term for us this week in the Garrard house. I was going to go and watch Ant-Man this week. I was hoping to bring some Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania content for everyone, but I refused because I'm not paying, right? And this is the reason I didn't go, Jimmy. I'm not going to pay £32 to go and see Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. 32 quid for 2 adults and a child who's under 10. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so my expectations at the most, I want to pay 12 quid for a seat for me. I reckon.
I think that's too much. I remember it was a fiver, Jimmy.
When was the last time you went to the cinema?
1997. No.
Jurassic Park.
But it doesn't. It doesn't promote you or make you want to go to the cinema, particularly when it's going to be on Disney Plus in like a month or 2 months.
Yeah, I get that.
And then I saw the middling reviews, and I thought,
oh, really? Is that what it's getting? Middling?
Yeah, I think the Metacritic, if you go by that, is not massive. I think it's technically what's the term? Rotten.
Oh,
rotten.
That's a shame.
Rotten, yeah.
Oh, good one from Lacey there. You might like that.
Viewing night is still a fiver. There you go. See, 5 quid for a film. I even looked at the Woodbridge Cinema down the road from us, and because that's like a little independent thing that gets it sometimes gets the big blockbusters on like a few weeks after release, but sadly they haven't got Ant-Man.
What I love, Stu, is the fact that you and your wife and your kid all got dressed up. Come on, we're going to go and watch Ant-Man and Wasp. You bundled into the car, all excited. Let's go and get some sweets before we go, because Daddy's not paying for cinema sweets. Mm-hmm. Get your Haribo penny, not your real Harry, your Barry Ho, Barry Ho from the market penny sweets. You got into the cinema, free for Ant-Man and the Wasp. One child and one disabled and whatever I can get and pretend I am to get it cheaper. Yeah. Now, £32, please. And you went, fuck off.
We're going home. Come on, kids. We're going
in the car. In the car. We'll drive to that little one, see if they've got it on. No, we're watching TV in Dixon's window again.
Oh my God, I am that parent now, aren't I? Shit. I've become what I hated. Oh dear. But that 32 quid is that is, you make a good point. That's before the sweets and the popcorn and the drinks.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I know.
So
how often do you do it?
Well, that's true. I mean, yeah, and it is an experience. But alas, I had binge on Wednesday. I had Wednesday off work, and we decided to watch The Temple of Doom instead from 1984. So, save some money. Happy days. And he loved it. He's on a bit of an indie fix at the moment. But I'd forgotten how both, not violent as such, but there's some choice scenes in there, particularly when he's ripping the heart out at the end. Hom Nom Shumalum and all that.
Yeah.
And showing the burning heart and some great effects. You see the hand. And this was the uncut version on Sky. Whenever it's on BBC or terrestrial, they always cut it to ribbons, don't they?
Oh, I don't. We were watching the Disney one. Is it cut on Disney? Probably not on the adult version.
I wouldn't have thought so. But anyway, yeah, you got we watched the whole lot, and he took it like a trooper. It's probably why he hulked out later later when he's getting his blood test.
Take my heart. Take my heart.
Perhaps that's what he thought was happening to him. So he just found a happy place.
That's great.
But no, it was he loved it, and he's on a bit of an indie fix, like I say. So next up is Last Crusade, my favourite. You know what your favourite indie film is?
Last Crusade.
Yes, it's brilliant.
I don't think it's. I think the first one's probably the best in terms of like a perfect film, but just Last Crusade is so much fun.
It is, and I like the fact they're going for the Holy Grail, which is the Holy Grail of Holy Grails.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yes.
So that's always been a favourite of mine, that film. And then you get all the stuff at the start of Joaquin Phoenix and
that's lovely. That stuff. We actually watched
River Phoenix. Sorry, River Phoenix.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Whew, Joaquin.
That was all. You nearly made a terrible mistake there.
I did. Yeah.
I saw Last Crusade in the cinema.
Did you really?
When I was. Now I lived in Ashington at the time. So the most I would have been is 7.
Yeah.
And it got to the bit at the end, where the guy stop motion turns into a skeleton, and I screamed. I was terrified.
Okay.
My parents took me to the cinema twice while we lived in Ashington. That terrified the shit out of me, and Return to Oz even more terrifying. Good God. And I screamed all the way through that as well.
I'm surprised you went back.
Yeah, I love it now.
Yeah, I feel like I'm missing so much in the chat. I'm so sorry, chat. Lacey saying view. Oh, we had that on view and not still a $5. Holes is with us. Hello, Holes. Saw Holly today. Hello, Holly. Lovely to see you in the flesh, as it were. Doolin, Barry Ho. What's that in relation to?
Haribo sweets.
Barry
Ho is cheap. Yeah.
Well done. Yep. Lacey makes a great point. You pay more to sit through Colchester United game. Yeah. I took Benj to Cole U as well this week as well. 0-0 draw, absolute tripe, but he loved it.
You'd be better off watching Ant-Man.
Yeah, probably would have saved so much money. I would have got more entertainment now going to see Ant-Man. But Benj loved being out in the dark. That's that. Kids are weird, man. But...
Yeah, my little girl was really pumped that we were going to the Indian restaurant at night. She's like, "We're doing it in the night." I was like, "You'll still be in bed by like 7:30, 8." Like,
yeah, it's so sweet, their innocence, isn't it? Alexandra Turner, welcome, Alexandra Turner. Harwich Cinema is cheap as chips. Yep.
Are you going to use that petrol? If you could get a lift,
that's true. Yeah, yeah, we could walk it actually. Yeah. Yes, Short Round is back in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
And more on that later.
Yes, that's what I watched this week, huh?
Yes. And he's up for an Oscar as well for that.
Yep.
That'd be great when it
I want him to get it. I'd say I don't know if he deserves it because I haven't seen enough of the other films that are up. I don't know who he's up against. I hate the Oscars and I hate everyone who's involved.
Okay.
They're horrible.
Duly noted. You have made this perfectly clear on previous shows.
Have I? But I had an idea because they get given party bags, don't they, with like cake, Smarties, and a penny whistle in it.
Yeah.
That are worth like 300, 400 grand each bag.
Yep.
One of the actors should stand outside with a table and say, "Give me a bag. I'll give it to a needy family." And come Christmas, imagine that family getting just that bag of stuff. 300 grand's worth of gear.
That's not going to happen, is it?
Tom Hanks or one of the ones who pretends to be nice.
Yeah, I could see Hanks doing that actually. Yeah. So there we go. That's kind of my week. Pretty good week. All being said,
It's been busy weeks.
They've been. Yeah, it's always the way with half term though. You always got something on every day because you've got to keep them entertained, haven't you?
Yeah,
keep them entertained. So thank you for joining us, one and all, those in the chat and Jimmy. This is the Renaissance Men podcast, and you can, as you know, you can support us in a number of ways. You can find us on the internet. Their internet. We've got a YouTube and Twitch channel that you're watching us on right now. We also have a Twitter where you can come in and join in the conversation. The community conversation, twitter.com/RenaissanceCast. We're Renaissance Cast on most things, including Ko-fi. If you want to go buy us a coffee, head over to Ko-fi.com. I appreciate how that sounds. It sounds like I'm talking backward, but that's their branding. That's not on me. Ko-fi.com/RenaissanceCast if you want to chip in and buy us a coffee for £3. Basically, you're giving us £3.
Yeah, and if Stu gets enough, he can take his family to the cinema
to see Ant-Man. Yeah. Which will then in turn produce content for the show.
Yeah.
All gets fed back in, and it entertains my family. Yeah.
It's poetry. It rhymes, as George Lucas says.
Indeed. Right, Jimmy, it's that part of the show where we take some questions from the audience in Ask Us Anything. Yeah, are the stings an acceptable audio level?
That was loud.
They're blasting Jimmy's ears out. They're fine in my ears. I've explained the concept of volume buttons to him, but he assures me it's not his volume. Can
you turn the stings down separately to you?
No.
Oh, well, that's what they're getting tonight then.
Yeah.
Screw it.
Yeah. This is that part of the show where we take on board the questions from the listeners. I put out a tweet on Thursday evening, and we're starting to get a bit of a response now. Although we've only got one question this week. Once we've done that, I'm going to throw it out to the chat. I'm going to go rogue with this.
Whoa.
See if we get any live questions in the chat. So get your thinking caps on, chat. Holly, I'm looking at you. But our first question comes from a good friend of the show, Rock. Go find him on YouTube at Rock Show. I think that's what it is. Yep. He's always tinkering with his YouTube name, so I'm never fully confident in what it is today. But lovely bloke, been on the show. He'll be on the show in the future. He asks, what is your favorite kids TV show that wasn't on when you were a kid? I've got I know mine straight away.
Do you?
Straight in with
Go for it then, Stu.
And Amanda also came up with this one as well. For me and her, Bluey.
It is good, Bluey.
It's amazing, Bluey.
It is quite. The dad is funny, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. It's one of those shows which I think probably appeals more to an adult audience than a child audience. I think so. I think a lot of the stories tend to revolve around the adults, whether it's the dad dog or the mum dog, and Bluey and Dingo's or Bingo, isn't it?
I don't know.
The other dog, the other little dog.
Hang on. Dad. Oh, it'll take too long. I can't remember.
Yeah. I think it's Bingo.
Right.
Bingo. Yes, Bingo. So Bingo and Bluey, they almost seem like kind of periphery characters in this grand play of Bluey. I'm a massive fan of Bluey. Massive fan. Go check it out again.
I know what mine is, but I don't know if it's for kids or not. But my kids do like it. It's called Lava. It's on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, I know this. Yeah, the little maggoty things.
Yeah, they're lava. It's sort of reminiscent of like that Ren and Stimpy sort of thing. There's a lot of snot and bogies and farting and nose hairs and fighting. It's great, and I'm pretty sure it is for kids.
Just going to go to check this out. We're just going to verify this. That's almost like there's no talking in that, is there? It's one of those like silent cartoons.
Yeah, there's no words. Yeah, but there's a few seasons, and one of them they're on a desert island with a human, and the human talks.
Oh yes, they are,
and they're his friends.
Yes,
and then they did a film as well, which was good. Content rating TVY7. What does that mean?
7-year-olds? I don't know.
I think so.
Up to 7s. Benji certainly watched it, so that's fine.
Yeah.
We're obviously very strict with what that boy watches.
7+, but I think. Yeah, but it's very. It's very. It's brilliant. Loads of farting and weird stuff, and just they can sometimes they get magic like special powers, and they're like Spider-Man with their snot out their nose. It's great fun.
Do you think, as an auxiliary question, do you think children's TV is better now or when we were kids?
When we were kids, easily.
Yeah. I think so.
Johnson
But
with
do you
Scout
think we're
Modeler
biased?
sent
Do you think
me.
we're biased in that?
No, not at
Do you
all.
think-
Much better.
I worry that I would agree with you, but I would also say that I think a nostalgia plays a great part in us believing that.
No.
Oh, yeah,
Turtles,
Turtles,
Thundercats,
yeah.
G.I. Joe, Mask, Transformers, even though there's more Transformers now.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. A lot of that stuff has kind of endured, isn't it?
He-Man. Yeah, they're trying to bring them all back. Some comments in the comment section, Stu. Might have a check through.
Oh, what do we got here? Alexandra says Power Rangers for me. Yeah, I think I could still be classed as a kid when Power Rangers started.
I'll tell you what, there's
Me.
yeah, I think we were at TLA when Power Rangers came, weren't we?
I must have been.
Fascinating story, the Power Rangers story. If you watched the documentary about Power Rangers.
Mwah! Sorry, just blowing a kiss to my boy. Love you, Benj. Do you want to quickly say hello to Jimmy? Well, I appreciate you're wrapped in a towel, so this could go south very quickly. Come say hello to the audience.
We'll get the wrong type of viewers, Stu, again. There he is, wrapped up like a burrito. Night, Benj.
Night, mate. He was very upset last week that he wasn't allowed to appear on the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my name was Mud all Saturday.
Well,
sorry. My damn show.
Power Rangers. Have you watched the documentary?
I haven't, no.
On Netflix. No. Wonderful. Because I don't know if you know this. There's a guy called something Saviour.
Yes.
Could be Fred or Frank.
Produced it, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So he went to Japan and saw this Power Rangers show and did a deal with the company that run that TV show to use all the action. Then he came back, hired American actors, films all the school stuff, and all the fighting's nothing to do with them. It's not them.
Like, cut it in, like edited together.
Spliced it in, and they've been doing that for years. It's the same now for years. All the other Power Ranger stuff, it's all Japanese shows called something else. And then he doesn't film it. He's a multi-millionaire. He also sold. Did he sell Power Rangers? I think he sold the rights to like Disney for millions, and they didn't know how to use it, and it was just doing really badly. And he bought it back for
pennies,
like a third of what he had sold it for. Yeah,
that's business. Good business.
And then got it back up again.
Wow,
it's an incredible documentary about the guy.
He has the golden touch, doesn't he? The Power Rangers touch. So much going on in the chat. I'm so sorry, I'm missing it. God, where were we?
Got a lot of questions. Lacey, got a question there from Lacey above Alexander.
What should we do? What should we transition into some other viewer questions?
Yeah,
that went a bit south.
We've got Chris Lacey here.
Yeah, who wins in a fight? Danger Mouse, Mickey Mouse, or Rasta Mouse?
Rasta Mouse ain't winning a fight.
Oh, I see. I think my money's on Rasta Mouse. A mouse of the streets, I reckon.
Yeah, but he's chilled out, Rasta Mouse. Mickey Mouse isn't going to win it. Danger. No. Danger Mouse. He's a spy.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Danger Mouse just grabbing Mickey, just
thumbs through the eyes of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. Sorry. Now, because then he could go in the kingdom of the blind. The one-eyed mouse is king as he blinds him, because Danger Mouse has one eye.
Oh, he does. Yeah, he does. It's the patch.
Hence what I said. There's one from Holly there as well.
So who are we going with? We went with Danger Mouse, Danger Mouse, okay.
Yeah.
What is your most prized possession?
Oh, this is interesting, isn't it? Me and my wife had this conversation the other day. We were saying, like, what would you rescue if the house is on fire? You know, what's the one thing?
Do we eliminate family at this point?
Yes. They've gone.
My wife
they've gone in the fire.
Yeah, I own my wife. I'm joking.
Old school.
Joking.
The rabbit isn't really a possession. No, I won't count that as a possession.
Let it burn. Probably be like a PlayStation or something.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because my wife was saying that she's like, everything's replaceable. I was like, well, there's our wedding album. She went, yeah, but we've got all those photos still.
Yeah, it's all in here, isn't it, as well?
It's in here and in the cloud. Have
Yeah.
you got the chip? Have you got the Elon Musk chip? It's all on this.
Yeah. It's all there. It's all there. I don't know. Have I got anything? I don't really have anything of. I'm very much Amanda's a hoarder, and I'm very much what's the opposite to hoarding?
I don't know. Just give everything away for free.
No, that goes right against my right against my
beliefs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm very much I throw everything away.
Right, you're a chucker.
Which really annoys Amanda because she'll put something down. I'm like, what the fuck is this? In the bin it goes. So
yeah,
I don't have attachments to much.
What about some of your Lego?
Well, yeah, I suppose. But no, that can all be replaced, can't it?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's kind of tragic, isn't it, when you think about it, that you haven't got a prized possession. Because I was thinking my life-size 1-to-1 master replica Baby Yoda.
Yeah, that is nice.
It's lovely. And there's only a certain amount of them in the world. But,
I'd probably say my car or something like that. Because it's useful, isn't it? It gets you to work. It gives you your independence. I felt great since having my car recently. Mentally, it just frees you. And I think I'd if I lost that now, I'd be, oh my God, I've got to fucking cycle into work.
Sure. I've got a flat cap that belonged to my granddad.
Okay. Is that the one? Is that what you're wearing?
No, this is a new one. I don't know where it is, but that means a lot to me.
Cherished.
Somewhere. Okay. I love it.
Would you prefer a pet dragon or dinosaur?
Dragon.
Dragon. Yeah,
you can fly.
Fire breathing. Yeah. What else? Ultimate snack for binging a show. Thank you, Carl Meyer. Welcome, by the way. I like smoky bacon bugles.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm going to say wine.
Okay.
Can
you snack on wine?
I can. Probably salty nuts.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get that looked at. Rock is in the chat. Hello, Rock. Welcome. We mentioned him earlier. Rock, we've answered your question. Hope you did it justice if you're listening back.
Minimalist.
Minimalist. Okay. Thank you. A bit late to that chat, but yes, thank you for that. Minimalist or minimalistic. Okay. Yep. That's me.
Yeah.
There we go. Ask us anything. I liked it. We did it. I liked going rogue with the listener chat. It was good.
Yeah. It was exciting, Stu, watching you go rogue.
Go off piste.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Peace artist. Right.
What's next?
Well, I mean, we've got down here. Can a past make us laugh?
Yeah, go for that.
Are we happy with that?
Yeah, it's
happy
a
with this order? Okay, we'll do that.
It's not a long one.
Nice. Okay, well, it's that time of the show where we find if an old sketch show or comedy show or something from the past can make us laugh. So let's do that. I've got to find this thing. Yeah, brace yourself. There we go. It's done. Was that too loud, chat? Come on. Let us know. What are the audio levels like? We've had no complaints. Are we sounding okay? Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Well, when you're showing a YouTube clip, you can adjust the volume, can't you? So I can tell if it's too loud. So yeah. Well, Stu, can a past make us laugh? I've been, I've been trawling the archives of Auntie to find something. That's BBC, isn't it? I didn't bring BBC because I'm sick of them trying to ban us. Everyone tries to ban us, don't they?
They do. BBC. It's not the BBC, it's WWE.
WWE. Ridiculous. So I went for something that was on Channel 4, I think it was on.
Nice.
Or was it on BBC 2? I'm thinking it was Channel 4. And I was looking, first I thought, let's get some Partridge, because we haven't had any Partridge on.
Oh, we haven't, no.
No. But then I thought, I've seen Partridge all so much. I like things that I haven't seen for a while as well. So I thought, let's go to the next best thing, Brass Eye. That's what I brought, isn't it? Some Brass Eye.
It is. A banned sketch from Brass Eye, apparently.
According to YouTube, it says it's a banned sketch. So maybe when they show it on 4OD, it's not in there anymore. I don't know. I didn't check. But they said it was banned.
Before you crack on, I just want to acknowledge Lacey in the chat here. The stings are fine. Jimmy needs to man up.
Oh, cool. No, I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy. I mean, it's super loud in my ears, but that's fine. as long as everyone out there's fine. That's good. So so Brass Eye, the vehicle that carries Chris Morris and who else was on it? Peter, not Peter O'Hanrahan, Patrick Marber was on it, and David Schneider's on it, isn't he? And Rebecca Front, Doon McKeekan, some of the funniest people on Brass Eye. All came from the Day to Day originally, but obviously that had Partridge on it, and then they did 6 episodes of Brass Eye, and I think plus the infamous paedophile episode.
Yes, and the cake.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's brilliant. If anyone hasn't seen Brass Eye, go and watch it. It's amazing. You're halfway through the clip here, Stu, so you might want to go back.
Well, I did want to ask, so because that's where the link took me, but do we want to rewind to the beginning?
Yeah, I was just seeing if it was all on it. Oh, I've remembered what clip it is now. Yeah. So I just thought I'd bring a bit of Brass Eye, bit more rude, probably. Well, not rude, bit more provocative than our usual sketches.
We've had some choice stuff on here, you know.
Yeah, it's not going to be more provocative than Alf Garnett, but let's give it a go.
Okay, so this is Brass Eye from '97. Let's see if it can still make us laugh.
Next week, Peter Sutcliffe takes to the West End stage to star in a musical of his own life. On day release from Broadmoor Prison, Sutcliffe has been rehearsing intensively for 3 months. The role includes singing police chases,
You'll never get me in the summer.
but finishes with Sutcliffe atoning for his crimes.
And I really am so very truly sorry.
Co-star Marigold Blenny says he's a kind man with a sense of humour.
Oh, you see how dark it is here? I mean, he's always jumping out at you. Oh, like this.
So what's the audience going to make of it?
I think they'll go away thinking, maybe he's really a misunderstood man. Maybe that 20 years ago he was taking the piss.
But not everyone sees the positive side.
Peter Sutcliffe is allowed out under police escort from Broadmoor to perform a work about his own life in musical form. The catch is, you see, he appears on stage and he says, "I'm sorry."
I don't get what he's saying. Don't he say he's forfeited his rights to society by doing so much damage to society?
His agent says it's a...
His agent? What a game he's got here.
I know.
What an agent?
Well,
who's in jail for
the
life.
producer of the show. The producer of the show.
Well, there shouldn't be a show.
Should we revive our ailing culture, or should we just put it out of its misery? Or should we bring it back to life and then shoot it for letting us down so badly? You haven't got a clue, have you?
There you go.
Oh, glorious.
There they go.
Sutcliffe the musical.
I'd kind of want to see that, I think. I think that... do you know, and that wouldn't... I know the idea of releasing a prisoner to go and star in his own musical sounds absurd, but the fact there's a musical based on Peter Sutcliffe doesn't sound too absurd in this day and age.
Yeah, that's true. Who knows what you're going to get up the West End. I just saw that there's came up on my Facebook, Bake Off the musical.
Bake Off?
Yeah, Bake Off the musical.
Wow.
So if I had the chance to see Bake Off the musical or Sutcliffe, I think I'll go with Sutcliffe.
I think my favourite part of Brass Eye was always the bit when they're doing a vox pop or whatever with a celebrity, and they're completely unaware of what's going on around them, and they're playing it so straight, not playing it. They truly believe what they've been invited there to talk about, whether it's Peter Sutcliffe the musical or something about child pornography or cake or whatever it may be. But that was always my favorite part of Brass Eye, is seeing celebrities made a fool of.
Yeah, well, quite often as well. It's the best is where you're not being horrible to the celebrities. They're just doing anything for money. They've probably been paid to come on the show, haven't they?
Yeah.
But I've always wondered if they had to sign releases for them to use the footage. You know, when you got like Dr. Fox hammering a nail into a crab, saying that a paedophile has as much in common genetically with a crab than it has with you or I. And that's science fact.
Yeah. I wonder at what point they realise they've been had. And if that is the case, then they have to, like you say, have to have that footage released for it to be broadcast.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they sign it beforehand. Yeah,
maybe.
Comments in the comment section.
Have you seen Chris Morris's Jam series? Very dark. I haven't heard of that.
I've seen. Yeah, it was on. There was a radio show I think called Blue Jam, and then they did a TV show called Jam. I haven't watched it all because it's not easy to watch, to be honest. It's really dark, but very, very, very funny still. But it's darker than Brass Eye. Yeah, I remember one sketch which made me laugh a lot. There was a news report on a guy who was trying to kill himself, and he was jumping out of a first floor window of a flat. So he's just jumping and land. So it was high enough, but just landing. And his goal was to do it 42 times. And people were asking him why are you doing it? And he's like, well, if I jump off a 42nd floor, I'm dead. But if I do it like this, I might change my mind halfway through. And by the end, he's so in tatters. People are having to help him back up the stairs to the first floor. He's like, oh, geez, and they're helping him. Come on. And again. So, yeah, it's dark stuff.
Did that come after Brass Eye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because there was a lot of press around Brass Eye when it first aired, wasn't there? I think particularly around, was it the paedophile?
The paedophile episode was massively hit against. But a lot of people were judging it without watching it and not understanding the point of it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very much so, which is usually the way, isn't it?
Yes, always.
Lacey states that cake is the best one for the celebs. Yeah, I agree.
Now, that is where they say that there's a new drug called cake,
isn't
it, that everyone's eating. And they actually got that mentioned in Parliament. One of the politicians brought up cake as a drug.
Wow.
You know, I've heard about this new... That was a real high moment for Chris Morris, apparently, getting his nonsense mentioned in Parliament. But brilliant stuff.
Yeah, I've always had a soft spot for Chris Morris in his stuff. I mean, even his brief appearances on even from the Day to Day into like I Am Alan Partridge, where he does a couple of bits here and there, and you know, he's a really recognizable face, and I've always kind of followed him through his career, and he's one of my favorites, definitely one of my favorites.
You know, apparently, not apparently, he's got a big strawberry birthmark on half his face. And that's why he always looks very made up, because he wears like foundation to tone it down.
Didn't know that. Wearing makeup, before going on for a performance.
Could do that.
Yeah. Welcome, Metal Maniac, into the chat. Hello, sir. Ali G's classic interviews. That's some top shelf bullshittery.
Yes.
Ali G, are you a fan of Ali G?
Yeah. Old Ali G.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely when he'd interview politicians or Paul. Do you remember when Paul Daniels came on dressed as him and Debbie McGee?
No.
Yeah. Paul's. Oh, maybe we'll do that next week.
Do it.
Paul's wearing the Ali G outfit.
Oh, that's fantastic. I had the pleasure of a brief Paul Daniels story. We watched him in Panto in Ipswich a couple of years ago, and it must have been something wrong with him at that point, because I don't think it was long after that he carked it. But he bless him, he was getting like magic wrong. He got the trick wrong, and then when he got it wrong, he just went, "Oh, sod you then," and he just walked off in a huff. He was playing like the big camp villain, you know, and his bit was to come on and do a magic trick, and you know, not a lot, all that business.
Oh God!
But he got it wrong, and the trick went wrong, and he kind of just awkwardly went off stage. But learning how he, you know, because it was brain cancer, wasn't it? I think it was.
I don't know.
I think it was brain cancer that got him. And you think, oh my God, was there something wrong at the time that affected his performance in this this Market Town pantomime.
You may have seen his last
performance.
And he
Yeah,
got it
wasn't a good
wrong.
one. Debbie was there, obviously. She kind of like wheeled him off, walked him off stage.
Was she really?
Yeah, she was in it too. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I've heard that. Oh, I can't say that. That's liable.
Yeah. Tell me off air, eh? Tell me off air.
It involves dogs, just put it that way.
Oh, okay. So the past made us laugh. There we go. Happy days. I'm conscious that we didn't do Hair Watch, Jimmy.
Oh, Hair Watch. We haven't done Hair Watch this week.
Hair Watch.
It's taken a radical twist, Hair Watch, isn't it?
It has a sad twist, but
a sad twist.
It was okay. Well, no, we'll get into this. But first of all, lay the groundwork, Jimmy.
Okay. Groundwork for anyone who hasn't caught up with us is a good friend of mine, listener of the show, Alex Roth, had a hair transplant circa 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, it must be something.
4 weeks ago, something like 4 or 5 weeks ago, where they removed the hair from the back of his head and implanted it into the front.
Yep.
We've had pictures all the way going through, and we've watched it grow. We've seen it grow from just a bud to a lovely short tuft of hair, and it was lovely, and he was loving it. But he's at the molting stage now, where it falls out.
So cruel.
Yeah.
So it's meant to do this. This was my
meant
concern.
to fall out. Yeah, it's meant to fall out and then grow back with a passion. Passion. Grow back with a abundance.
Wondrous, voluminous wonder.
Yeah, it's meant to grow back. So that's what's next. But I mean, have we got last week?
Yeah. Well, I've only got this week's photos. I'm so sorry. We haven't got like a before and after.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
But okay, so if you look at this week's, you got to bring it up. It's there you go.
So sad.
All last week.
He looks dejected, doesn't he? You know.
Yeah, well, he was loving
broken
having
man.
it. He was loving having it.
I'm not surprised if he would feel broken. I mean, look.
He was washing it so gently. But there's nothing you can do. That is the next stage. And a good friend of ours, sometime listener of the show, Emma Mather, had a picture of her brothers before and after, and it's incredible. It really does work. You know,
after the second regrowth.
Yeah, after the second he went from like crikey, I don't know.
Me?
Well, potentially to like Justin Timberlake. You know. Wow. Yeah, it was great. So it will come back, but that's where we are on Hair Watch. He's on the molting phase, and it's like that. Bless him.
I wonder how long it will take to kind of come back. How long does hair take to grow? I'm not an expert.
Don't know. We'll find out. And if you want to know, stay tuned for Hair Watch.
Yeah, it feels like we need it does still feel like we need a sting, like a breaking news kind of thing.
It does deserve a sting. I think you're right.
It does. Yeah, Hair Watch. Thanks, Alex, for that. Hopefully you'll get that bushy growth soon. That was Hair Watch. Notes, where are you? Okay. The Week in Geek, I think it's time for. Maybe it might be a curtailed Week in Geek this week because we've got plenty of other stuff coming. Don't you worry. A whole swathe of trailers to react to. But for now, let's take a look back in our Weeks in Geeks. Jimmy, I'm going to be the gentleman, and I'm going to allow you to go first this week. And
kind of you.
And tell me what you have been watching. What's been the highlight of your week? Your watching week.
Well, the highlight was what we got. Yeah, it's my big one, isn't it? Yeah, it's my big one. The highlight for sure, Stu.
Oh, so professional.
Was watching Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Indeed, yes.
I have to look it up, Stu, because that title is so hard to flip and remember. Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, no, that's fair. Okay. Yeah.
This came out in 2022. It's I don't know who directed it. Produced it is the Russo brothers were involved.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah. Famous obviously for a lot of the big Marvel films, Civil War and
all the good ones.
Yeah, the big ones. So they didn't direct, but they're involved. Starring Michelle Yeoh, who is famous for Star Trek Discovery, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
I would have gone with that first over Star Trek Discovery.
You
nerd.
Yeah, that's true. Shang-Chi. She was in that, wasn't she?
Was she?
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen that.
Yeah, she's in the village that they go to. I can't remember.
Okay. No, I'll take your word for it, my friend.
Yeah, she's in that. God, she's been in so much stuff, hasn't she, Michelle? Yeah, one of the Bond films with Pierce Brosnan.
Yes, I remember that. Yep.
She is a karate expert in real life. She's wonderful. And I think this is her best acting. This film is her best acting. And her co-star, there's two co-stars. There's the girl who plays her daughter, and I can't remember the actress's name, unfortunately. Maybe she will look it up.
Stephanie Shu.
Stephanie Shu. There we go.
HSU. So apologies if I have butchered that. But
and then we had the chap who plays her husband, who is called Ki Kwei.
Yeah,
I want to say Ki Kwei.
Short Round.
Yeah, what's his real name now? Ki Kwei.
Short Round.
No, he's called Short Round in Indiana Jones. He's called Data in the Goonies.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. How did you say it? That sounds right.
Ki Kwei.
It's okay. So it's written Ke
Yeah.
space HUY space QUAN. So yeah.
Ki Kwei Kwan.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Again,
anyway.
apologies for butchering.
Yes. He hasn't done any acting since he was a kid. He had a really small part in California Man. Do you remember California Man with Brendan Fraser?
Yes.
And interestingly enough, Sean Astin.
Ah.
And so little Goonies reunion there. But apart from that, he hasn't been doing acting, and he's come back for this, and he's now been nominated for an Oscar for this film.
Didn't he do a lot of stunt work in the interim years? I'm sure he was a stunt man. I'm sure I read that.
Sure.
No, yeah, forgive me if that's wrong, but I'm sure he did a bit of stunt work in between.
Well, his martial arts is brilliant. All of their martial arts is great. And the story of this film, I'll try and break it down, is there is Michelle Yeoh. She runs a laundry mat with her husband. They've got their daughter who wants to doesn't want to be part of that world, this laundromat world. And we've got Michelle Yeoh's father who lives with them, who barely speaks any English. And he's played by an actor who you'll recognize from Big Trouble in Little China. You know, the main villain in Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah, him.
Yes.
He's been in hundreds of things. His name like John Chu or something. I can't quite remember.
He was in Wayne's World 2, I believe, as well.
Yeah, he's in everything. And you've also got Jamie Lee Curtis there. In the wig, in the white wig. There he is.
Yeah.
So what happens is she gets contacted by someone from a parallel universe and is told that she is the one, basically. The Matrix style type of thing. You are the one because there's a great evil coming in every universe. And
why is that?
What happened there?
I don't know. Cut to some Temple of Doom footage. Nice.
But
and
yes,
the Goonies.
So she gets told that she's the one. Oh, there he is. He's head of the class. He's in. Are they gonna show everything?
This is a career retrospective for Ki Kwan.
Oh, that was it. So he jumped. He's there now. Anyway,
sorry.
She has to, save the multiverse, basically.
A multiverse film, then. That's what we're talking. That's interesting. It's like it's the in thing at the moment, isn't it? Multiverse stuff.
Very much so, and it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. There's a big evil that's going to be destroying all the universes, and she jumps into other versions of herself.
Yeah,
and what she can also do is get powers. She can level up by tapping into one of the other versions of her. So she knows no kung fu, but another version of her does. But there's a very funny way they do it. They wear these little earpieces like what I'm wearing now, but they're like blue flashing things. Yeah. And to tap into one of the other universes, they have to do something weird, right? It's quite hard to explain. So this theory of multiple parallel universes is every decision you make in life another
yeah,
another universe starts. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they have to make a really odd decision and then tap their thing to get this power. And it could be something from eating a chapstick or rubbing themselves up against something.
So they got to do something really unexpected.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And at points, people are trying all different things to see what's going to give them different powers. It's very weird. But what was wonderful about it was I watched it with my son, my 8-year-old son, from 8 o'clock till 20 past 10. He watched the entire thing. He's 8. I mean, I had to cover his eyes for a couple of bits. There's a few bullet wounds, and there's one bit where a woman is fighting holding 2 big floppy dildos.
What's wrong with that?
He saw that. They came up, these 2 dildos, and I went, ooh, covered his eyes. He went, she had sausages. Big sausage. I went, yeah, she did. She did.
Massive ones.
But explaining parallel universes to my son before, like, the film was started, and I was like, pause. Okay, Cam. So what this film is about is this, and he's just looking at me and going, okay, so look, I'm drinking this tea now, but in another universe, I didn't drink this tea. You know, in another universe, me and you are evil. We're evil? No, we're not. We're not evil in another universe. So, but he watched the whole thing from start to finish. It was amazing.
Did he enjoy it?
Great. Yeah, he loved it. Yeah.
Well, that's in that good. That's good.
Loved it. There's bits when there's a lot of subtitles in it because there's a lot of Chinese in it. You know, Chinese or Mandarin. Forgive me, I don't know. At some point, there was 2. I don't want to say what they are because it will ruin the scene because it's great. Yeah. But they're speaking in subtitles to each other, and I was doing one and he was doing the other. It was brilliant. We had it. It's probably the first time me and him have sat down and watched an entire film together, start to finish.
Isn't that nice? And to watch a film as complex, as complex sounding as that, and him, I think that's testament to how good the film probably is, and how good the narrative is, that it can just be distilled for an 8-year-old boy to be able to watch, understand it, and enjoy it.
It does a good job of helping you through, and also there's just some really silly stuff in there, which is funny. Really silly stuff.
Is it slapsticky kung fu, or is it?
No.
Can it get quite violent?
There's some really violent kung fu, and there's some slapstick kung fu as well. You know, there's guys getting their necks broken, but then there's
dildo fights.
There's dildos. There's so many things I just don't want to ruin. It's on Prime at the moment.
Is it really?
I recommend everyone go and watch it. It's so much fun. And I mean, it's heartfelt as well. It's emotional. It's about family. You know, it's not just, sci-fi, nonsense. It's about, love and family. Goes on a little bit long, to be honest. Like they could have probably trimmed about 20 minutes. But apart from that, brilliant. One of the best films I've seen in ages.
Oh, that's really nice to hear. And I think it is going big at the awards season. I know you hate them, but I guess it bears mentioning.
I hope it wins the awards because it'll be deserved. But I just hope that Kikwe stands outside afterwards with a table collecting the goodie bags for needy families.
He should be the hero that we deserve.
Yes.
Take Tom Hanks and shove it up your ass.
Tom Hanks will be go, I've been meaning to do this for years. Fuck off, Tom. We get it. You're nice. Maybe.
Thank you for that, Jimmy. Let's put that kind of up high on my list of things to watch. I always like a Jimmy recommendation, and that kind of leads me into what I've been watching this week. Only very briefly, I've been watching Extraordinary, following your high praise from a couple of weeks ago, which is it is British produced, isn't it? I mean, it's set in Britain, and the humor is very British in style and tone and such. So, but it's on Disney Plus. Not that much matter, but do you know what I mean? It does have a level of production that you wouldn't expect from a British show. With the special effects and such, and it's about people who, as you've explained very well on previous shows, it's about people who have discovered they have a superpower. Nice hair, and it centers around this young girl who's yet to find her power, and kind of the comedic pratfalls and adventures that she goes on trying to discover her power, trying to kind of get it out of her, almost like she's pregnant with a child and she needs to eat hot curry to kind of discover her power.
Yes.
And now
Yeah.
she's dealing with that in a world where everyone else around her, family and friends, have powers, and it's quite an interesting dynamic. And yes, you're right, it's very good, and I am enjoying it, and Amanda's enjoying it. So
that's good.
Yeah, it's very funny, which is always a start in a comedy show.
How many episodes have you done?
I think either three or four. I love the bloke who was a cat.
Yeah, he's good, isn't he?
Yeah,
he looks like a cat.
He does. He's got a very distinct look about him.
Yeah.
But I'm loving the fact he's kind of just rediscovering the world, because he's been a cat for many. Well, I'm not sure how long they say he's been a cat, but he's kind of.
I know how long he's been a cat today.
They may have said
3 years.
Okay, they probably did say, and I've missed it, to be fair. But
yeah, I think it's quite early on.
Yeah. And he's kind of rediscovering this world because he's forgotten everything about being an adult human male. So he's kind of have to relearn everything. So that's quite a nice kind of a comedic narrative flourish that they've got going. I'm really enjoying it. We'll see that through. So thank you for your recommendation. Hopefully other people have taken that and watched it.
Oh yeah, check it out. Extraordinary on Disney Plus.
Yes.
You've been watching the mid-credit scenes? There's always a mid-credit scene.
Is there?
Yeah, like it does a bit of the credits and then there's a scene.
I think we have.
Good.
I think so.
And
I'm trying to remember one now, and I can't. But that's not to say we haven't watched them. I may have watched it and forgotten it.
Did you spot Ardlo Hanlon in it?
No. I have been watching this show, I promise you.
Yeah.
It sounds like I haven't, but I really have.
Well,
who is he then?
Without wanting to sort of spoil anything, he's her dad.
Have I met her parents yet?
She speaks to her dad on the phone, doesn't she?
Oh, but he's dead, isn't he?
Well, yeah. Well, there you go, Stu. Spoiler alert. He is.
Yeah.
But that's Ardlo Hanlon.
Oh, is that his voice?
That's Dougal, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. But do you get to see it? I don't know if I want to know that.
I'm not going to say that.
Don't tell me, but
I'm not.
If you've gone by just his voice, that's impressive.
Well, it's distinctive, his voice.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. No, so
Hello, Ted.
I did not know.
Hello, Ted. You know what he'd love? He's got very distinct. He sounds just like Terry Wogan there.
Yeah.
You know what
he's gone full Wogan at that point. But no, it's very good. Despite everything I've missed, clearly it is a very good show. Nice little twist, comedic twist to a genre of stuff that's very prominent at the moment. I think it's fair to say, you can get superheroed out. And I think there is a chance that maybe we're there with Marvel stuff, more on that in the news, but
she's good, isn't she?
Oh yeah, very good. Yeah,
Main girl.
Yes, I should name her. It feels only right.
Name and shame her.
But both the two girl. I mean, all the three friends are all. It's all very and the cat man. All four, everyone's a good actor.
Everyone's good. Yeah.
I feel like I'm just
Yeah, there's no weak links in it.
No.
And even though the boyfriend, the wet boyfriend, you're a bit like, he's shit. He carries on being shit, and you're like, oh, he's supposed to be shit.
Yeah.
He's wet.
Yeah. I would try and name Jen, who's the character's name, but it's a very Irish name. It's spelt Mairead Tyres, Mairead. It's probably like Maird or something, isn't it? Irish names are very strange.
Yeah, they're hard.
Maird. Again, if we butchered that, there's a theme throughout this show, isn't there? Butchering of names.
Names.
Forgive me. But it's a cracking show. Highly recommended.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Yes, mate. Love it. And thank you for the recommendation, like I say. Let's talk Hogwarts Legacy, because I last Friday I hadn't played the game. I know your Mrs. T Saint is loving it. Is she getting towards the end now? Is that what you were saying?
I don't think so, because she's a wanderer.
Right.
She likes going on side
That's how I'm
missions.
playing it.
She likes collecting things.
Yeah.
she's collected all the silly hats and the silly capes, and you end up looking really stupid at points.
Yeah,
stuff you've got
that
to
worries
wear.
me. That worries me because
Well, she's looking good again now.
Because there's, I mean, it's a role playing game in essence, and you do collect gear that ups your levels and ups your attack levels and defense levels and such. But you end up looking like you just put glue on your body and wandered into a wardrobe and just turned around a bit and just like see what sticks to your body. Random collection of clothes, which I don't like. I like to have a distinct look. So if there's a way of being able to get, choose a look from something you like, but keep the stats of all your best armor, that's what I want. And I'm hoping that's a thing, because that is a thing in most role-playing games.
I don't think it is here unless the wife has missed the button.
You want to look. Look the business.
I wish we had a picture of the avatar you created for yourself.
I might have it. Hang on. I might be able to show it on cam. Because there is a story to my Hogwarts Legacy experience. First off, I created my character because there is a full character creation suite. You can choose a look. You can choose whether you're a witch or a wizard. You can choose you name yourself. What I like about it is, aside from all that creation stuff, is I've done the Pottermore stuff in the past. We go onto Pottermore and you can choose your house after answering questions. And if you link your I don't think it's called Pottermore anymore, but you know what I mean, yeah. If you link your accounts, the game account and your Pottermore account, it will suck in your choices that you've made. So I already knew I was Gryffindor, so it pulled that choice. I could have changed it if I wanted to, but I thought, well, no. My personality is Gryffindor apparently, so I need to be House Gryffindor. So I went Gryffindor. It does the same with your wand choice as well, but everything's customizable. That's what I love about the game. You can
change the wand is
create who you want to be. Sorry, I'm not being rude. I'm trying to find this picture because I created myself.
Yeah. What name did you give yourself?
I can't remember now, but I went on a Harry Potter name generator.
Right. Brilliant.
And you put your name in, and it gives you a Harry Potter version of your name. I think it just takes the first letters of your first name and surname.
Yeah.
And
like
Potterizes it. I think I was the first character was a Granger, because I just took the G and went, oh, fuck it, Granger.
You made yourself related to Hermione Granger.
Well, it did. I mean, the game
the game did. Well, that's interesting, Stu, because she's a bloody mudblood, isn't she? Both her parents aren't magical.
I know. But alas, I didn't like how I was looking.
Nerd.
Yeah, I know. Where did I share that? Was that in your chat or was that in the boys' chat? I can't remember now.
Oh, we've got a brilliant in the comment section from Lord Doolham.
My read is pronounced like Margaret. What?
Margaret. And there's one above it says Margaret means pearl in Irish.
Oh, that is beautiful, to be fair. Oh, I can't bloody find this. This isn't making good radio, is it?
Well, imagine I can find it. We'll both just sit here trying to find the picture.
There's a lot of shit I have to scroll. Here we go. Here we go. I've got it. This was my first attempt. I look like, I don't know.
Just show it. We'll tell you what you look like. You look like a Nazi.
Oh, okay. I wasn't going with that. Oh, no, I do, don't I? Actually, yes. Foot soldier, very much so.
I was just following orders.
Can you show me your papers, please?
Yeah, he doesn't look like a Gryffindor.
No, he doesn't, does he? So I thought, well, I don't like that. I'm trying to recreate 15-year-old me, and I had hair at that point.
You did. I can vouch.
Magnificent curtains, in fact.
Magnificent curtains, yeah.
So now my challenge is to find that picture.
Just go to our chat, Stu. If you go to mine in your chat, you sent it, didn't you?
Oh, I sent it to you. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you sent me it. Yeah.
So I it's pretty much the same, but with magnificent hair. So that's my. There we go.
You look like John Boy from the Waltons. You know, the one who was in it as well.
Yeah.
You look just like him.
I know exactly who you mean. Yeah, I do look like that, don't I? Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, loving it. Just I love the fact that you can just immerse yourself in the Potter world, and that's what it's all about for me. I mean, I'm taking my time with it. I'm doing side quests, and I like to do I don't like to do the main quests because a lot of those at the moment are go to a lesson and learn a spell, which should be quite useful. But I don't want to rush through it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing a lesson.
Sorry, you're gonna have to excuse me for 1 minute.
No,
I'll be back.
go, mate.
1
That's
minute.
fine. Yeah, I'm taking it very slowly. Like I say, I'm doing side missions, main mission, couple of side missions, main mission. So I'm clearing my way out as I advance. It's a great game. It looks beautiful on the PS5. I haven't really I can't make an opinion on the main story yet. Let me get rid of Doolan's message. Main story is centered around goblins, an evil goblin, but that's as far as I've got. I'm kind of like a fifth year student who's been kind of transplanted into Hogwarts in my fifth year for some reason. That's not really explained. I'm hoping it is, because otherwise it might just. I'd like to know my background, and they haven't alluded to that in any way, shape, or form at the moment. So that's a little bit disappointing, but I hope that will come. But as a game experience, it's great fun. It's a beautiful world. You know, Hogwarts is fully realized, as you would imagine. Rich in kind of just things going on in the background. I'm assuming there's a lot of kind of callbacks to Potter lore, like people, ghosts and such going around. Like the poltergeist. What's the is it Peeves? Peeves. That's it. The poltergeist that goes around Hogwarts is there.
Played by Rick Mail in the films.
Oh, is he in the film?
They cut it. No, they cut it. They cut everything he did.
Okay. Oh, that's a shame. That would have been awesome. Rick Mail and the Potters.
And I saw Peeves the other day in the game, and I said to the wife, "Oh, does he look like Rick Mail?" And she said, "No." And I went, "Oh, they could have."
Yeah,
honoured
that would
him
have been a
with
nice
that.
nod, wouldn't it? That would have been a nice nod. But yes, it's so rich. Like just walking about Hogwarts, and things are going on all around you. People are chatting to you, and things are going on. Peeves is like messing with people. It's great. It's it's a really good gaming experience. I don't know what else to say about it, because I'm still quite early on in, so I don't want to judge it too soon. You know, I mean, so far so good. Really, is all I can really say.
I think if you're a fan of Potter, like, you'll love it. As far as I can tell, like, as far as games goes, like, is it the most exciting game you've ever played?
Probably not. No, it's not. It's not a thriller minute. You know, I don't know. It's not that type of game. It's an experience. You know, it's like they've just put you in this world, and they want you to experience every little bit of it. And that's how I'm playing it. I mean, if you're a Twitch gamer who wants to, you're used to your first person shooters and you need high octane action, and this probably isn't the game for you. But it's if you're a Potter fan or just like a nice kind of relaxing. It's a very relaxing game. Just kind of sit back and absorb everything around you and take in the story. It's a wonderful experience. You know,
it's killing it on all the scores, isn't it? It's killing it.
Oh
It's
yeah,
doing extremely well.
Reviews have been outstanding. Sales have been outstanding, as we alluded to last week. It's up there in the Twitch streaming charts for single player games. Concurrent plays on Steam are through the roof. I haven't heard any sales figures for like PlayStation and Xbox and stuff, but I imagine it's doing very well, because everyone I know who's a gamer or into their gaming has got it or is planning on getting it.
Have you got your broomstick?
Not yet, no.
Have you got your
not yet?
What's the big bird thing?
Oh, the griffin thing.
Yeah,
the Huffle Griffin or whatever.
That's what I want to say. Huffle Griffin. It's not called that. It's called the
Puffle Griff. I'm sure it's something.
Hippogriff.
Hippogriff. Yes.
Yeah. Have you got that?
No.
Oh.
No.
The wife's
I haven't. I've only just gone to Hogsmeade, actually. So that I'm very early on. So that's just opened up for me, and I guess there'll be another mission that opens up the wider world of the Scottish Highlands or whatever, Ayrshire, I think I don't know what they call it.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's really good, really good.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. The wife's loving it. She's, you know, they're sat in there now, the wife and my 8-year-old, and he'll be telling her what to do, and she'll be getting annoyed with him.
That's the kids, isn't it?
Have you heard there's a website where you can go and get a list of the names of the people who are streaming it, so you can go and shout at them for being transphobes?
Really? Is that a thing? Oh, you're joking. Oh, that's I would say I was surprised, but yeah, that's
there's quite a famous one, famous already. There's a YouTube channel called the Girlfriends or something. Girlfriends at Play, and I think it's mostly girls on it, and
they're streaming Potter or Hogwarts, I should say.
They're streaming Hogwarts. It's a boy and a girl. I think they're girlfriend and boyfriend. You can only hear them, you can't see them. They're just streaming it, and people are just like fucking killing them. You hear a breakdown in tears.
Oh, I've seen that clip. Yeah, that's horrendous, isn't it? Yeah, that's not on. I mean, you can have your opinion on the rights and wrongs of whether you want to support this game, but I don't think you can't go into people's streams and start berating them or taking it out on someone who's just trying to enjoy the game. You know, that's bullshit.
It's not nice, is it?
Nah. Bring it on. Come into the Renaissance Men podcast stream
where we sit on the fence.
always committed to that fence.
It's like that. My wife is incredibly liberal and she's I'd say she's woke in many ways, but this is a game about, for her, she says it's not Rowling's anymore. This isn't right. I know she'll get some money from it, but this belongs to everyone. It belongs to everyone who loves Potter and everyone who loves Hogwarts and that whole world, and that's for them. It's not yes, she's going to get some money for it, but it's not going to change who she is if she doesn't get the money from it. She's going to have as much notoriety. She's going to have as much fame. She's going to have as many followers on Twitter. Nothing's going to change. What's done is done. She's out there. She's out there doing her thing. So just enjoy the game. Horrendous.
Yeah. I mean, anyways, that world it's kind of gone beyond those however many books. Was it 6 books that she wrote? There's the countless films. There's
7.
There's the Fantastic Beasts and all that. I mean, it feels like it's grown beyond. Yeah, it's like Star Wars. If it's gone beyond what George Lucas created. It's turned into a multi-billion-dollar industry, isn't it? And
yeah,
I think you're right. It kind of belongs to the people who enjoy that stuff now. It is kind of, I don't know. I'm just going to remove myself from the conversation, sit on that fence again, because I don't commit myself either way.
There's some. I think there's some wrong uns in the past of Star Trek. Some people involved. Been around for a long time.
Must be.
I think Roddenberry had some weird views, even though what he did on screen's fantastic. I think he had some weird views. I think Rick Berman is supposed to be a bit of a troublesome one as well, who was very big in DS9 and Voyager. But what are you going to do? Everyone's not going to share the same views, are they?
Exactly. Let's just enjoy the stuff. Let's just enjoy. Sit on that fence is so comfy. Just join us on the fence.
Oh, well, join us on the fence. John Simmons, I imagine he's joining us from the toilet.
On the shitter.
Yeah, but hopefully from his toilet rather than the one I rescued him from. John, we watched the video earlier and everyone went crazy for it. It's going to go viral. It's going to go viral.
Yeah, it's going to go viral. But one question that did come in, and I think does require answering, is: was there a door handle on the other side of the door?
Yeah,
I think Jimmy may have needlessly kicked in that door if he'd just turned the handle.
Let us know. Let us know.
So Hogwarts Legacy, loving it.
Great.
Okay. Let's knock out some news stories. I won't do all of these, Jimmy.
No. What about the new image? Are we going to bring that one
I
up?
want to do that, and I want to kind of combine. I want to combine the last 3 into one, really, because I think it's all.
Yep.
Or certainly the 2 of the last 3 into one. Anyway, we're talking.
Yeah, you're wasting time.
We're talking inside of the sausage, aren't we? We could have done the other stories now by this time. Anyway, first image of Joker 2 has been released this week. Joker 2. What the hell is that called again?
Le Folie de.
I love how you said that. It's almost like you're wearing a French beret as well.
I know. I
like
notice sometimes it looks like a beret.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a flat cap.
Ooh, Betty.
Le Folie de.
It just gives it a certain je ne sais quoi.
Do you know what I loved? The wife went, "What does Le Folie de mean?" And it's de is 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I imagine like folie is fool, Joker, the Joker 2.
Oh, okay.
If I'm wrong, I don't speak Francais, but I'm just working out. That's an educated guess.
Okay. Enough of that. Let's look at the image. Let's absorb this. Oh. Lady Gaga playing, we assume to be one
Quinzel. Harley Quinzel.
Harley Quinzel, yeah. Dr. Harley Quinzel?
Mm-hmm.
Harley Quinn, who will she become Harley Quinn in the film? I assume so.
Yeah.
I am still a bit worried about this, if it is going to go full musical, as they're suggesting. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Stu, earlier on you wanted Sutcliffe the musical. Are you telling me you don't want the Joker the musical? The Joker the musical?
Yeah, you're right. You got me there. I'll come off my fence. You've got me. Yeah. Is there much we can take from this image? I'm trying to study it, but other than nope, he looks good as Joker as always. Looks like he's in maybe some kind of straitjacket. Not sure there.
I mean, the story. So Harley Quinn, the character, originated in the animated series, didn't she? Very interesting. That she didn't come from the comics originally, like most of Batman's enemies. She was actually in the animated series with the late great Kevin Conroy as Batman and Mark Hamill as the Joker. So Harley Quinn started there, and she is a psychiatric professor or doctor, psychologist, whatever, at Arkham Asylum, right? And the Joker breaks her down, and I guess he sends her a bit mad himself. He turns her, and she falls in love with
draws
him.
her in. I mean, he's a very magnetic person, isn't he? The Joker. He's very charismatic and almost like a Charles Manson type figure. You know, you could feel kind of being worked under his spell.
And that's what we want. Because in the Suicide Squad movie with her and Joker, you didn't see any of that, did you? With
he was like a pimp.
Yeah, it was weird. He electrocuted her in the thing, and then she chased him on a motorbike. He was in the car, and he was like, "Oh God," and you're like, "What is this?" Like, whereas if you get that Manson, that Charles Manson-esque fascination with him, and draws her in and starts turning around to the idea of chaos, and could be really good. And she can be great, Lady Gaga, when she
she's good. She's a good actress. She is a good actress. I watched Star is Born.
I've never seen it.
She was good. It's a good I like that film. It's a classic. It's a classic story, but they did it very well. So she's got acting chops, and I'm excited to see what they can do together, because they're both potentially wonderful actors. Obviously, we know Joaquin is a fantastic actor and played Joker so well. I want to watch Joker again. I haven't seen that. I've only seen that once.
Me too, in the cinema.
And I want to see it again because it's so good. Such a good film.
It's one of those films where it's the right time, right place to watch it, isn't it? You can't just pop it on in the day for a bit of a romp. You need to be in the right mood.
You do.
The right mood for it. And I love the fact they said they wouldn't do a sequel. There was no plans to do a sequel, but I think it was the highest rated R movie of all time. I think that could probably cost about 70 million to make and made close to $1 billion or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
So Warner Brothers obviously went, ka-ching. They obviously went, as if we're not going to do this.
I have faith that everyone involved would only have done it having the right story and the right motivation to do it. I know money speaks quite loudly in Hollywood, but I get the feeling that they would only do it if for the right circumstances.
I certainly think Joaquin wouldn't have done it unless he was happy with the script and whatnot.
Yeah.
Good comment in the comment section, Stu. Just before we
update from John. This is going back to the issue with the door handle. So there was a handle on the other side of the door, but the spring activated mechanism system had unfortunately failed to do its duty.
Right. So that's broke.
Okay.
So I guess, I could have pulled it down first, couldn't I, to check?
Pulled the door off its hinges?
No, pulled the door handle down to check. Yeah. But there you go. But there you go. First image of Joker 2 or Le Foule à Deux, which I'm excited. Do you know what, Stu? When we was talking about what films we're excited about, Bish Bash Bosh, that's one of them.
So I was just trying to see when is this due out?
It's got to be this year, isn't it?
I'm just trying to have a quick.
I hope Christmas time. That would be fun. Nice Christmas release.
9th next year, October next year. Slated for release 9th of October 2024. So that is an early look, isn't it? That really isn't.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they released the image of Joaquin as the Joker? And people, I'm sure, didn't like that.
I
saw
did.
it. Perhaps I'm thinking of Jared Leto's Joker, but I'm getting it mixed up.
I think the first thing they released was like test footage where it had Arthur Fleck just standing there with the Joker over, moving over the top of him.
You're right, Jimmy.
Weird
you
music.
are right. Yeah, and I did like that. So ignore what I just said.
The Jared Leto, on the other hand, Joker, people, the tattoos were so crowbarred in, wasn't they? Ha ha ha! He had crowbarred on it. A smile on his hand. Damage tattooed on his head.
Yeah. A couple of quick Marvel stories for you. Kevin Feige did an interview this week saying that he is finally coming to the conclusion that there are too many MCU TV shows.
Wow.
Yeah, he's saying, do you know what? I think we're doing too many. So I think they've kind of shifted around their release schedules. I never know which one to use there, but I'll use schedules. And I think this year we're only getting completely forgotten. But I think we're only getting two.
The Nick Fury one, Secret Invasion.
Yeah, and I think maybe Loki season 2. That could be completely wrong there. Forgive me if I am, but I think the main point from this story is he's acknowledging that there's too many, and that's not just MCU TV shows as well. I've got another story here that Marvel's has been delayed until, I believe, let me just double check this, to later in the year. And Marvel's being the Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel, and Monica Rambeau film.
Oh, I'm gutted that one's been.
It's been delayed to November now. It was scheduled to come out on July 28th this year, but it's now delayed till November. So maybe they're thinking perhaps we're releasing too much, because I'm getting the sense that both you and I have fatigue these days with Marvel stuff.
If there was one a year, I'd go to the cinema, probably, or
I
even
think one
two.
a year would be I think that's a great cadence for them to release them. One a year, May time, make it a big summer film. Happy days.
That's what it used to be, right? We'd get like Iron Man, and then the following year it'd be like Thor or whatever. And then when you did get 2 a year, you'd be like, "What? We got 2!" Yeah. Now you're like, just one, please.
Yeah, please. So yeah, hopefully changes afoot, and Feige thinks that actually we need to change this because people are getting marveled out to some degree.
And Star Wars out. Like there's of course there's a thing as too much of a good thing. Like, when they go, this is coming out of Star Wars and this is coming out of Star Wars, and you're like, I don't want to just concentrate on one awesome film or one awesome series.
Yes. Well, it's funny you mentioned the Star Wars stuff, because someone who does agree with you is
the people of Ukraine.
The people of Ukraine. It's Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson again was interviewed this week, and he agrees. He said, "Apologies for the size of this font;
Right.
it's ridiculous." But Liam Neeson says that yes, there's far too many Star Wars spin-offs, and he was questioned directly. Look, Liam, would you be in an Obi-Wan style spin-off focused completely on Qui-Gon? And he said, to quote the great man, as I scroll down,
no, there is.
Yeah, there we go. No, I'm not. Was the quote. Why I didn't need to scroll down for that. I could have just said, no, I'm not. So yeah, he is not. Liam Neeson is not interested in doing a specific Qui-Gon spin-off because he believes there's too many Star Wars spin-offs, which I'm inclined to. I don't think it's as bad as Marvel.
No,
I think they do a better job of, not releasing stuff like 2 or 3 series a year, and certainly haven't got any films for a while. And I think that's probably that's what saves it. I think if you were getting Star Wars films at the same cadence as Marvel films, then yeah, we'd think, oh my god, this is over egging the pudding, isn't it? But
yeah. Now, Stu, when you pitched this, when you told me about this earlier, I pitched the idea for the Qui-Gon series, didn't I? Where Qui-Gon, a lady comes to his house and says,
Are we doing this? Okay.
Yeah,
he's going there.
I've been severely beaten up by some sand people. And then he just picks up his lightsaber and goes out and he tries to find any sand people he can to kill the bastards.
Yeah.
And then he goes onto a TV show and tells everyone that he did that. And people seem to forget about it and go, oh well, it's Liam Neeson.
That's a strange story, wasn't it? That really was a strange for him to come out and just admit that. Yeah, was it a cloche, wasn't it? No, Kosh. Thank you.
Yes, metal thing comes out.
Okay, I was thinking shillelagh, like
Finley has.
Fiddly in WWE, yeah. Bosh.
No, it's like a rubber thing, and you do that. Please have them, and a metal stick comes out.
That's those dildos again, isn't it?
Yeah, and he went out into the streets to find anyone, anyone he could. Jeez.
Oh, dear.
It was like a mad moment from a granddad at a Christmas dinner.
It was,
wasn't it? And you're just like, all right, granddad,
settle down.
Okay, come on. I've just brought my new girlfriend or boyfriend round, and you're talking about wanting to go out and kill anyone of that particular color because of just what happened to your friend.
It was all a bit weird, that interview, wasn't it?
Really weird.
And you're right. People have forgotten about it.
Yeah, they've let him off.
Yeah, but Liam's not. He's not keen on a Qui-Gon series, but hopefully he's keen on doing Obi-Wan series 2.
Well, he'll have to, because he was
get that.
He was at the end of Obi-Wan, wasn't he?
Exactly. He was all right doing it there. Phoning that in from wherever.
Yeah, green screen. Can I do it from my green screen that I've got in my room? And I'll hold my kosh and pretend it's a lightsaber.
We'll just put that in post. Put a blue flame on it. It'll be fine. Sorry, green flame. Flame. What would you call a
saber?
What'd you call it?
Was the hilt and the
blade?
Yeah, the blade. It's a saber. John Simmons Scout Modeler.
John, what do you call the laser bit of the lightsaber?
Yeah, let us know. He has written something in the comments.
Michael Collins.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
That's a film starring Liam Neeson, isn't it? About Michael Collins. That's a real person, isn't it?
I don't know. Oh, he's put in the comments Blade. He's put Blade.
Okay, Blade.
And he would know.
Yeah. Is that the canonical term? I assume it is. He's the man to know, isn't he?
He's the man who will know. Well, there you go. Too much Star Wars, too much Marvel. Give us individual things,
please.
Such as this film that I watched the other day, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Yeah,
it's a bit marvelly. It's a bit marvelly, but better.
Yeah. The trouble is, if there was less Marvel and Star Wars, we wouldn't have much to talk about. That's what we predominantly talk about.
Yeah.
That and bird news.
We'd be talking about EastEnders and Coronation Street and stuff.
Yeah. Right. There we go. That's kind of. I'm going to call it there. I'm going to call Week in Geek there.
Go for it.
I don't think there's anything else. There was some Lego, but I'm not going to share that because in hindsight, I think it might spoil Guardians 3. So I'm going to leave it there. Let's just say there's some Guardians 3 Lego sets out there. So if you want to go check them out, go check them out.
And also last week we showed the Lord of the Rings Lego, didn't we?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, my wife has not stopped talking about it.
That'll be pre-ordered, I'm telling you. 430 smackers, Jimmy.
I said to her, I went, sell some of your stuff to get it. And she went, okay, I'll sell Baby Yoda. And I went, that's my most treasured possession.
Yeah. Yep. Right. We've got a bumper. There was a curtailed Week in Geek, although it kind of ended up being just as long. We've got a bumper 4 trailers for you because it was Super Bowl weekend this weekend, and traditionally we get lots of trailers. So let's transition over to hot takes. Here we go. The drapes are back. Look at that. We didn't have the drapes.
Lovely.
I
love Super Bowl weekend for trailers. I do get excited about that. We had some Picard trailers last time.
Does your dad still want his tape back still? He recorded Guilty for me when we were on the show. He asked me every day back on it. What?
What is he on it?
I don't know, but no, he mentions my dad. I gave my electric bike to my dad. This is going on a deep cut. But me and my dad's now cycling around the island again. It's fantastic.
Really?
Good old boy. Yeah. Using my electric bike.
I drove past his house and showed the wife the other day.
Oh, did you?
So
yeah, my childhood house.
So for anyone who doesn't know, Stu was called Goo when we were younger. Stu, Garrod, Goo. That should be your Harry Potter name. And what the Guilty? So we went and watched the show Guilty. It was like a Trisha sort of show, and me and John and a good few people went and watched it. We were in the audience. Why your dad recorded it for John, I have no idea because they weren't close.
Yeah, this is the first I've heard about this. Guilty for.
Yeah. Jim, you must remember that. He must have known I wanted to keep the tape. What are you talking about? I know the show. We went and watched this filming. We got a coach somewhere and we sat in the audience of this dreadful show where, people came out and said, oh, he's cheated on me and I've got a baby. And is it your baby? That nonsense.
Well, Dad, what are you doing?
But for some reason, your dad recorded it for John. This is a relationship you didn't know about.
No. But I'll ask him next time I go down. I'll ask him if he still wants the tape.
Oh, he's still shouting us saying, ask me back every day. He recorded it. He's getting angry now. John's getting angry. John, if you're on the toilet, don't get angry. Don't poo angry. Never poo angry.
No, you're doing Elvis. I shall certainly ask my dad if he still wants the tape. But the thing, we don't have a VHS anymore, so it'd be pointless to him. Unless is there something on this tape?
He's put another comment.
Oh, fair play. Okay, let's just draw a line under the tape instant.
John's got a really good memory for weird stuff, so it could be true.
Yeah, bloody hell. Well, I'm not surprised. Oh, yeah, it's bizarre. But anyway, Super Bowl weekend, you get a glut of big trailers, usually for the stuff coming either later this year or into summer next year. So this year was no exception. We're going to explore 4 of these trailers. Well, 3 of them are from Super Bowl weekend. The 4th one we've got just came out the other day, so we thought we'd chuck it in. So we'll see. If we get time, if we get bored of doing all these trailers, we'll knock that one on the head, I think. But what do you want to do first, Jimmy? We've got the Flash.
Do the Flash. Go with the Flash.
Got Guardians 3, the Dial of Destiny TV spot, and John Wick 4.
Do it in that order.
Okay, the order that it came in. Let's do this. Right, whilst I'm keying these up, the Flash, that's a troubled star, really.
This is a really interesting one because for people who don't know, the Flash stars What's his name?
Ezra
Elba.
Miller.
Ezra Miller.
Idris.
Ezra. I know it wasn't Idris. Ezra Miller, who played the Flash in Batman vs Superman. I think he was in a dream sequence in the extended one, and then the Justice League. He was a very weird, divisive character. I think they tried to make him quite quirky, and I don't believe Barry Allen, who he's playing, is quirky in the comics.
That's not a quirky name, is it? Barry Allen. That's
No.
a very vanilla name.
Yeah, but Ezra Miller has had some trouble over the last few years with accusations of running a cult. There was a video of her. We showed it on the show, actually. Video of him choking a fan.
I remember that.
Apparently, she asked him to do it. So I don't know about that. He also got in trouble in a karaoke bar. Got into a fight in a karaoke bar, didn't he? And then there was this thing with this young girl recently where
kidnapping allegations.
Yes, but the girl was saying he hasn't kidnapped me, but her parents were. And she was saying that her parents were very religious and keeping her. So it's all been very messy. So I think they've had this on the shelf for a while, haven't they? Because this has been around for a long time. This,
yeah,
but
it feels like they've been withholding it to maybe let some of the Miller dust settle, and I think it has to some degree.
Yeah,
I think people might be ready to relook and kind of, certainly after the trailer, I think people are a lot more accepting of the idea of Ezra Miller in the Flash movie because, spoilers, it looks pretty damn good. So let's key this up and take a look at the Flash trailer. Do we want to mention? No, we'll save the Batman talk till after, I think. Yeah. Okay. So let's take a look at this. The Flash, the first official trailer for the Flash.
Tell me something. You can go anywhere. Another timeline. Another universe. So why do you want to stay and fight to save this one?
Because this is the world where my mom lives. I'm not going to lose her again.
Time has a pattern that it can't help reliving. Different people, different worlds, drawn to each other like magnets.
It's my face. You stole my face.
If you were to go into the past, you have no idea what the consequences can be.
Bruce, I could fix things.
You could also destroy everything.
This can't be happening. I completely broke the universe.
Zod, we've been waiting for you.
I created a world with no metahumans. And now there's no one to defend us.
Want some help?
I love that little sting.
You are?
Yeah. I'm Batman.
If I can't undo what I did, if I can't get back, there might not be a future.
What's the play? Batman, what do we do? We try not to die.
It's not Clark.
My name is Kara.
I'm Barry. We're Barry. Barry, what are you doing? Our kids are gonna want to see this.
Wow, what do we think? Jimmy, initial reaction?
I'm really excited about this, to be honest.
Keaton.
That I'm Batman. Look, when he said that, because obviously that's from the first film, isn't it? I'm Batman. That was really like it sounded like he was saying to all the other people who have played Batman, no,
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
Me.
he's
He's my Batman. I must admit.
he's my Batman. Of course he is. And he looked great, and he sounded great. Very exciting. The little Danny Elfman music from the Burton films was in there. Ezra looked good. I like Ezra Miller's a great actor. I do like
two Ezras. Two for the price of one. If one wasn't enough, you get two. Shit.
For anyone who hates him, you're in trouble. But hopefully he'll tone down the annoyingness he had in sort of the Justice League. There's a film called Perks of Being a Wallflower with Ezra Miller and Emma Watson and another chap. Can't remember the other chap. It's brilliant. It's a lovely film, and he's great in it. He plays an angsty sort of person very, very well.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, we've seen him in Fantastic Beasts. He was really good. I really enjoyed Ezra Miller in that as well. But I think that was good. It's lovely seeing Zod back. Shannon, because Michael Shannon was amazing as Zod, wasn't he?
I liked his Zod.
No,
I'd quite like a Terrence Stamp. Is Terrence Stamp still alive? I don't know.
I think he is. Yeah.
Get him his Zod. Come on.
Yeah, that'd have been cool. You got the girl playing Supergirl. She looks good. She looks decent. I like the two Barrys. I thought it looked great. I'm really excited about that. I am genuinely excited about it.
So again, we we're speaking about more multiversal type narratives, but earlier in the show, and this appears to be another one. Interesting how this is going to play into the whole reboot of the DCU.
Yes.
That I think that's the aspect I'm intrigued about the most, is how is this going to frame everything that's going to come next,
So well, you've got Batfleck was there as well, wasn't he? He's off. He's off. He's not doing Batman anymore after this. I don't think I think this is his last thing. So the smart thing to do, if you want to get rid of all the stuff that's been done, your Cavill, your Gal Gadot, or Gal Gadot, whatever. If you want to get rid of all of that, you just have Barry end up in a universe, and then that's your new universe with the Keaton Batman, because you should keep Keaton around, especially if you're going to do the film with an older Batman and a young Batman, someone else take Batman Beyond or whatever. I think you said that got cancelled, but still, just move everything to the Keaton universe, and leave those other ones in that other world, and that's it. Then you can just restart from there, but keep Keaton. Also in there,
yes.
The wasn't that the bike from the Nolan Batman?
It looked like it. I'm assuming that scene was from. I'm assuming that's Batfleck on appears to be. Well, I don't know. I'm assuming. Could we have a third Batman in there? Could Bale be coming back? Oh, by the way, those rumors about Bale being the Batman going forward, they were poo-pooed by James Gunn himself. So scratch what we were discussing last week's show.
I would say move everything over, keep him. You can have the Flash in there, but just probably phase him out and just bring other characters into that universe, into the Michael Keaton one, and have Michael Keaton sort of as your Iron Man sort of character.
Yeah,
which they sort of tried to do with Batfleck, didn't they? But it didn't quite. It didn't quite pay off.
Didn't quite have that kind of old actor gravitas, did he? I don't think.
No,
you get with Keaton in that role, because he's got a history. He has a history in that role.
Yeah,
and I think that speaks a lot.
You can still bring Aquaman 2 out, but that's not in this universe. And just keep this stuff in this universe. Ooh, what was I going to say? What was I going to say?
Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Indy.
No. Indy? Come on. No, it was really important. It was about Michael Keaton as Batman. But just so you know, I'm drinking 0% of the summer.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I can't remember.
It's gone. That's a shame. It'll come back to you. I kind of want to leave Guardians to the end. I kind of want to finish on that, because you haven't seen that one. That feels like the big one to go out. Excuse me. For me, that's the best one of the four. So I'm going to go. I think we mentioned Miranda, the Mirandaverse in India.
Yeah.
Miranda isn't in India. I don't know quite where that's come from, but I like the idea
Well,
of it.
it's because it's what's her name is in it? Wallerbridge. What's her name? Phoebe
Phoebe
Wallerbridge.
Wallerbridge.
And I called her Miranda Hart.
Oh, you did
I
it.
thought her
That
name
was it.
Because if I can't think of the name instantly, I say someone else's name who reminds me of the name or the person.
We got a short indie TV spot, which kind of it goes a little bit more new footage, I think. Oh God, in my ears. Sorry. So we're going to take a look at that. This again is from the Superbowl itself. We go full screen and bring this in. So we watched the first Dial of Destiny trailer. Not massive fans of the name. I think it's fair. Interested in the concept of where is the time travel involved? I think you read that, or
I've heard that. Yeah,
that Jimmy.
Yeah,
I really liked the first trailer.
I did.
It was very indie. You know, it was very whip cracking, kind of high stakes adventure Indiana Jones. So this kind of elaborates a little bit more on certain aspects. So it's only 30 seconds, so we'll take a look and see what we think. Here we go.
Have we met? My memory's a little fuzzy. Are you still a Nazi? Give him hell, Indiana Jones! What are you doing here?
Indy. Indy. Now I like that because I don't think in the first trailer we got like I don't think we got like, you know, the classic John Williams main indie theme. I think it was kind of like a, you know what they do, like a slow down version of it. So just to have it pumping out is great because it's a classic theme tune. Young Indy looks great, doesn't he? They've done a great job of de-aging him.
Yeah,
I know it's a very quick clip of it.
Well, they hired that deep faker, didn't they, from YouTube? Disney hired him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a while back. There was the guy doing all the amazing deep fakes on YouTube, and Disney hired him. And you could see the difference in like Luke Skywalker from Mandalorian season 2 to Book of Boba Fett. The quality of the Luke face is getting better all the time. And that Harrison Ford looked great.
Great.
Was there a DH Mads Mikkelsen there as well?
I don't know.
My memory's fading. Do I know you?
Let me see if I can go back. Let me go back. Let's just scrub through.
There's Mads.
Yeah.
As an older man.
This is making for great.
And there he is as a younger man.
De-aged Indy looks great.
Toby Jones behind him.
Yeah.
He's going to be nice to see in it.
Classic Indy smile.
Yeah.
Smash is a Nazi in the face. No, I don't know if we got a de-aged Mads. I think you might have just been imagining it. But yeah, it looked. I think if nothing else, getting that footage of a younger Indy, having the Williams score, a moment for Miranda to show her acting chops falling out of a plane.
Help me, dear.
What's not to love? Hey, what is not to love there? I'm really intrigued by this. I'm just praying that it's not gonna be a Crystal Skull turkey. But you can never tell, can you? It could go either way. It really could.
Yeah, I said to the wife, I don't like the name The Dial of Destiny, and she went, "Well, you haven't seen the film yet. You know, you probably wouldn't have liked the title, The Temple of Doom."
That's a good point. I mean, that sounds corny as hell, doesn't it? I think, yeah.
She makes a good point.
Yeah.
Good comments in the comments section. Not about the trailers, though.
Yeah. If I'm at Loose End tomorrow, me and Alex, this is John Simmons again, shooting over to Southend to watch a Nirvana tribute band. Oh, nice. We have a spare ticket.
Do you want to go, Stu, with them?
I appreciate the offer, but I have family business to take care of tomorrow. But
you sounded like a gangster then.
I know. Oh, that's what I was
family
going for.
Business.
Yeah. But yeah, give us the name of that Nirvana tribute band, because tribute bands usually have
I can tell you.
pun-worthy name. Go on.
What do you reckon they're called? It's close to Nirvana.
Nerve. Okay. I feel like I can get this. Nirvana.
Yeah.
Novana.
Oh, you're so close.
Yeah.
You're so close.
Nirvana.
Nirvana. Nirvana.
Yeah.
Yes, Stu. Well done. Nirvana.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good tribute band name. Yeah. Nirvana. I hope you enjoy it, mate. I hope they're good as well. I hope they're good.
I've seen videos of them. They look great. They've toured all over the world. They're supposed to be amazing. I remember what I was going to say.
Go on.
The Batman universe.
Yes.
You keep it in Michael Keaton's Batman universe. You keep everything over there. And then you have him handing down the mantle to his son or whatever, Damian Wayne. And do you know you get to play him? Kylo Ren. Adam Driver.
Okay. Adam Driver.
I think Adam Driver would be a wonderful Batman. Young Batman.
Do you like Adam Driver? I don't know about Adam Driver. I'm not sold on him.
Oh, don't say that to his face.
Do you know, we've spoke about people who seem a bit wet. He seems a bit wet to me. I don't know.
He's ex-military.
Is he?
He used to be a Marine.
No way.
Yes, he's like
genuine.
No, he is ex. He's I think he's a Marine.
What's the American one?
He's not a Navy SEAL, but I think he's a Marine. Yeah. He's proper.
Wow.
Tough bastard.
Shit, I take it back, Adam.
Yeah, because he does listen.
That's what I've heard. Right, next up, the third trailer is John Wick 4. This wasn't a Super Bowl trailer. I haven't seen John Wick's 2 or 3.
I've seen one
with another trailer.
I think I've seen 2.
Okay, you think you've seen it. Obviously, it wasn't very memorable. How much mileage can you get out of like Keanu Reeves being a hitman type character?
Yeah, I thought I just didn't need to see anymore. I felt like I'd seen it all.
It feels like it's one of those franchises they're running into the ground.
Yeah,
but people seem to love them, like the Fast and Furious films. I've never seen one of those, but people seem to love them.
I've only seen the worst one, Tokyo Drift.
Right.
And I kind of want to watch a lot of them because a lot of them look good fun, especially the later ones with The Rock and stuff.
Yeah, they seem to have morphed into like big bombastic action movies, isn't they?
Yeah, I like the fact they're still keeping that dead actor around. They're CGI in his face onto things.
Yeah,
he's going to be in the latest one apparently.
Is he? No.
Yeah, they've dug him up and splattered his skin on his brother again.
This is John Wick 4. God knows where we are at this point in the story, but this is the trailer that released for that. The final trailer for John Wick Chapter 4. So very tired.
That was called.
Should be.
This hit goes out to you, Mr. Wick.
42 regular, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hey, Morpheus.
Yeah, that's nice. I know Kung Fu. Yes,
Lovejoy.
McShane.
That's
Soprano
single combat. If you win,
you'll have your freedom.
And when I see you, I'ma take what I want, so.
Amen.
You ain't real, hope y'all feel the wrath of the killer. Many try, many die. If you want to war, get it bloody.
It kind of looks, it looks cool.
Step up on your ego. Come on.
The only way John Wick will ever have freedom and peace is in death.
Yeah, not really.
Okay, I take it all back. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that's great fun.
I'm not gonna lie, that looks great. Do I need to watch John Wick's 2 and 3 to understand what's going on in 4?
Well,
Has
I
he got another
remember
dog?
the second one did connect to the first one, I think,
Right.
because the first one his dog got killed, so the
Yeah.
gangsters came after him, didn't they?
Mhm.
And then the next one was the bigger gangsters, I think, who own those smaller gangsters. So
Right.
it's probably best to go back and start from the beginning.
But that looks like a battle royale situation going down, like Hitman tournament, Mortal Kombat style. Last person who wins kinds of gets released from their bondage. I don't know.
Well, yeah, no, I thought it looked great fun. I think they're directed by a guy who did the stunts for the Matrix. I think that's right.
Ah, okay.
So the stunt
Oh, it
director
looked
for the
great,
Matrix,
didn't it? It looked spectacular.
does the John Wick films.
Interesting.
I think that's right. I might be lying.
Yeah, sounds good. If not, it should be right.
Have you seen the footage of Keanu Reeves at a firing range?
No.
Like a proper setup, like in the desert with all these things around, and he's moving like that with actual gun. He's actually and he's got very, very good, very good at it. Yeah, committed.
Whenever yes, that is a good. That's a great point, because I remember watching like the making ofs of the Matrix film, so the first Matrix film, and he was very committed to learning like kung fu. He always seems to throw himself into his roles.
He takes it seriously, doesn't he?
Yeah,
even if
the
the
end
world
product
doesn't
might be
take him
great.
seriously.
Exactly. I mean, he's not the greatest actor, but he gives it a good go, isn't he? That's what you can say about Keanu. He gives it a good go.
I love Keanu. He's brilliant, lovely in interviews. Supposed to be super nice in real life. There's loads of video footage of him doing nice things, isn't there? Like getting up on the tube for a old woman or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's worth its weight in gold. You know, you can't buy kind of manners and class, can you? And he does seem like a classy dude.
Yeah, he seems humble. Me and the wife were speaking about this earlier because I'm on TikTok now and I hate it. I've been getting a lot of Lewis Capaldi clips. Super humble guy. I love Lewis Capaldi. Like I like his songs. I like his voice, and he does like little clips from his bed where he's topless and he's a big guy, like he's bigger than he's ever been. I don't mean muscly, like he's big.
No, I know, yeah.
He's just going, I don't really know how to do TikTok. I'm doing a tour, so check out my. Oh, sorry, I'm tired. Check out my. And he's got his big gut hanging out. Brilliant. I've seen him bring people up on stage at his gigs to do nice things with them.
Scottish.
That was definitely Scottish. That was so Scottish.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good, mate.
Yeah, he's great. So humbleness goes a long way in people, doesn't it?
I think so. Yeah, it's goes a long way with me anyway. You know. John asks, have we done the 65 trailer yet? We haven't. I was tempted to do that a couple of weeks ago. That's a sci-fi film with Adam Driver in, actually.
Yes, with dinosaurs.
Yeah, I believe so. So perhaps we'll do that. If there's nothing next week, we'll might key that up for next week. Then have a look. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Right. So far, so good. I think.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. So far, so good.
I'm definitely watching Batman in the cinema. I'm not calling it the Flash. The new Batman film.
3. Yeah,
and
Batman 3.
I'm gonna do Indy in the cinema as well. I think the Indy's going to get the wife back into the cinema.
Yeah, you've got to do Indy in the cinema. You got to have that John Williams score just pumping out those speakers, if for nothing else.
Are you going to pay the £32?
Yeah, I think I might have to. Yeah, I think I will for Indy. What is it? Indy 5. You've got to go to the cinema for that, haven't you? That's an event. Ant-Man, not so much.
Yeah.
Right. Finally, we have the full Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 trailer. I say full. Let's call it trailer 2 because we reacted to the first one a few weeks back, but this one is a lot more elaborate. Gives you more about the story, and this is a classic Guardians trailer for me.
Is it?
I wasn't massively sold on the first one. In comparison, this one is so much better, and everyone looks like they're enjoying themselves, which is an issue I had with the Guardians Christmas special, where Chris Pratt just looked absolutely bored. This one, he looks like he's enjoying himself, and You know, I see he looks like he has quite a range of emotions. So,
Oh,
yes, we'll key this up.
well, Guardians 1 and 2 were amazing, weren't they? They were so good. They were so.
I preferred 1 over 2, granted, but they're both
One was
belters. I think
1 was the better film, but two was soundtracks are always spot on.
They are. Great song in the trailer as well. This trailer,
they do good emotional beats as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful. And I enjoyed the Christmas special, but I know what you mean about Chris Pratt.
Yeah, me too. But he did look like I'm not sure I can be bothered, and whether that was intentional or not, I don't know, because I guess in terms of storyline, he lost Gamora, but found Gamora, but then lost Gamora again. You know, I guess he's very up and down, isn't he? So I don't know, but this is the new trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So strap yourself in and enjoy. Let me get back and play this.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm Star-Lord. I formed the Guardians. Met a girl, fell in love. And that girl died, but then she came back. Came back a total dick.
Oh, please. He left out some important information, but that is the gist of it.
My sacred mission is to create the perfect society.
He didn't want to make things perfect. He just hated things the way they are.
I want you all to know that I'm grateful to fight beside my friends.
Incinerate them.
We were always searching for a family until we found each other.
Are you ready for one last ride?
We'll all fly away together.
Into the forever and beautiful sky.
Whoever it was that you were in love with, it sounds more like her.
Her? That's ridiculous.
Do not bring me into this.
Knock it off!
What?
Just never noticed how black your eyes were.
They were replaced by my father as a method of torture.
He picked a pretty set.
I love that bit.
Ooh,
Doesn't
that
that look
does look good, Stu.
I love how solid Groot is. It's like
That looks really
machine.
good.
It does, isn't it?
I
mean,
think
it feels that
we're losing some as well. Aren't
it
we?
feels like that, isn't it? It feels like it's. I mean, I keep alluding to the fact this is going to be the final one. You know, so perhaps it is, and I think that's
one of the big reasons behind that is, I imagine, because Gunn has gone, hasn't he?
Yeah,
James Gunn's gone.
It was always his baby, wasn't it? And I think a lot of them. I mean, there was that furore when they didn't bring him back for. Was that 2? It was 2, wasn't it? They weren't, or they kicked him off.
No,
for
it's
2,
for 3.
Oh, was it for this one?
Yeah, he
And
was kicked off for 10-year-old joke tweets.
Oh yes, that's right. He was cancelled, wasn't he? In a sense. And then
DC hired him.
Yeah, yeah. And people weren't happy about that. People of the cast weren't. I know Batista certainly wasn't happy about that, was he? So he came back, and perhaps this is going to be one last hurrah for Gunn and the Guardians. I think it'll be a nice send off because I think they've always had that kind of own little contained.
Yeah, they don't need to be part of the.
I don't think they do, and I think when they were, they always kind of felt. I mean, I know they didn't feel a part of it in a way. Certainly, I don't think Star-Lord often felt for me in like Endgame. He was very much drowned out by the other bigger characters like Iron Man and Spider-Man and such.
100%. His interactions with those characters, it was kind of odd. It was kind of, and even in Thor 4,
yes,
it's weird.
Love and Thunder. It's weird.
They're like side characters, aren't they?
It doesn't feel right. So I think I've always enjoyed the Guardians films and the Guardians collective better in their own films. So maybe I think it'd be quite a bittersweet for them to kind of go off into the sunset and for that series to just kind of stop at that point.
Who do you reckon will lose?
All of them, I reckon.
Really?
I reckon go big or go home. Just wipe them all out.
Yeah.
And then go forward with Adam Warlock or whatever his name is to kind of like represent that, like the galactic side of the Marvel universe, I guess.
Yeah.
But
good stuff. Looks great. Looking forward to that. That's the cinema as well.
There we go. That's our 4 trailers. If you had to pick one, which one would you pick, Jimmy? Did we save the best till last?
What the best trailer?
Yeah, that we've seen today.
Yeah, that was great, wasn't it? That was the best trailer. The Guardians was the best trailer. The one I'm looking forward to the most. It's probably Guardians now after watching that. It's hard because I love Indy and I love Keaton. They're my childhood, Harrison Ford and Keaton.
It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it is tough.
Tough. Right. Let me move you over there. Get the notes. I think that might be it. I've got an finally for us.
Yeah, let's go do the
finally.
Wrap things up.
Let's get the sting going. I've only got one finally for us. Thank God this week. Let me just transition back to. There we go. And let's wrap the show up with and finally. Sorry, I was gone. Yeah. Our and finally story this week is it's in many ways I initially on the surface it's just a funny story, but I also think good on you in some respects for acting the way you did. Someone has the story, as you'll find out, is somebody reacting to criticism of his play that he's written. Took it rather badly. Let me just copy this link and we'll get in on the story. But
I'll be able to empathise with this because I wrote and directed a play, and
exactly that's kind of where I was going to go with this. Is as an actor, as you just revealed, you wrote a play?
I wrote and directed a play.
Did you
put it on at the Brighton Festival?
And what were your reviews like?
Not good.
Not good. Okay. Interesting.
There was only one review, and it was written like it was by a lady. And if you were reading it, it read like it was by a woman's scorn. It read like I had done something to this poor lady. It really wasn't very nice. But the acting, fuck the reviews. Never read the reviews, Stu. The acting was great. It was a fun story. It was directed weirdly. It was a weird little play. It was good though.
Well, this chap in Germany, it was a ballet. I beg your pardon. It wasn't a play as such. It was a ballet. So German ballet director formally apologizes for smearing feces in critic's face. Scheiße. Martin Goker issued a public apology on Tuesday for smearing dog feces, not just any old feces, dog feces, on the face of a newspaper critic whose reviews he didn't like.
You need more than an apology for that.
He looks like a villain from a Paul Verhoeven film.
Did he direct RoboCop?
He did, yeah.
He did, yeah. So he must do. If we both,
he looks like Clarence Boddicker. A German ballet director issued a public apology on Tuesday for smearing dog feces on the face of a newspaper critic whose reviews he had taken exception to. Marco Goker was suspended from his post as ballet chief at the Hanover State Opera following the weekend incident. The theatre's management called on him Monday to apologize comprehensively and explain himself, as you would. According to the daily Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung, Goker approached his dance critic Veka Huster during the interval of a premiere at the Opera House on Saturday and asked what she was doing there. The newspaper said that...
What are you doing here?
That's my Hogwarts character again, isn't it? The newspaper said that Goga, who apparently felt provoked by a recent review she wrote of a production he staged in the Netherlands, threatened to ban her from the ballet and accused her of being responsible for people cancelling season tickets in Hanover. He then pulled out a paper bag with the feces and smeared her face with the contents. He's later said, "I would like to apologise sincerely to all concerned, first and foremost to Ms. Huster for my absolutely unacceptable act." Huster said in a written statement, "In retrospect, I'm clearly aware that this was a disgraceful act in the heat of the moment and an overreaction," he added. However, he added that it's time for media to rethink a certain form of destructive and hurtful reporting that damages the whole cultural sector. I think that's a fair point. You know, so much power can be given to a review, and how people just take me in Ant-Man. I mean, I know it's going back to that £32 again, but the fact that I've read a review and thought, well, is this worth me going to see? It's basically, it stopped me from going to see that. And I think reviews have that power, don't they?
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
To coerce and like sway people into going to see something or not.
What's interesting here is she said, "In retrospect, I am clearly aware that this was a disgraceful act." So she didn't think of it in the first place. It was a disgraceful act. German, she probably enjoyed it, right? But in retrospect, I am clearly aware that this was a disgraceful act and in the heat of the moment and an overreaction. He can't have done it in the heat of the moment unless he carries a bag of dog shit around with him.
Yeah, it's premeditated. Exactly.
That's not the heat of the moment.
Yeah, unless he'd been walking the dog.
He was walking his Alsatian outside. Dog did his shit.
I forgot to put it in the poop bin. Just had it in his pocket. Smeared it. But I do think he has a point, but made very poorly. Clearly.
You should do these things in a film or something, shouldn't you? Like that film I was telling you about that I watched the other day, The Menu.
Yeah.
He has critics there, and you know, they're there for their comeuppance. If you haven't seen The Menu yet, it's a great film. You can't stick dog shit in someone's face. That's horrible. You could make them very ill. Give them a parasite.
Yeah, worms or something. So if there's any critics of this show out there, just be warned.
Yeah, I've got a rabbit.
Just flick the pellets. There we go. That was Iron finally.
Lovely.
And that was the show. So we got there in the end. Well done. Thank you everyone for joining us. Jimmy, thank you so much for your time this evening. It's always a pleasure and always I always appreciated. A man of many, I don't know, strings to your bow. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
No,
thank you for joining me.
It's been nice. It's always nice. It's never
a chore. Always a pleasure, never a chore. That's the term, isn't it? Yeah. Right, let's go through the chat as we tend to do. Just thank those who've joined us. Thank you, John Simmons, Scale Modeler. Go check out his YouTube channel, by the way. Always a little treat popping up every now and again of him taking you through one of his latest creations. It's fantastic stuff. Just search for John Simmons Scale Modeler on YouTube and you'll find it.
He was on a podcast today, actually, John Simmons.
Was he really? Oh, yeah, nice.
It's called Shooting the Ships.
Shooting the Ships. Okay.
Yeah, so it's about
modeling themed.
Yeah.
Nice. Go check it out. After you've watched and listened to this, obviously. Yeah. We get the real John Simmons here. We get the raw John Simmons.
Yeah. He's very different on those shows. He's really wet. He's like Adam Driver. He's very wet on those shows.
Yeah.
On this, you get the behind the scenes where he's trapped in toilets.
No, you get the real stuff here. Thank you, Lord Doolin, for joining us. I don't know if we did call out one of his comments. He was talking about Margaret when the Irish pronunciation.
Margaret.
Yeah. Thanks, Lord Doolin. Thanks, Metal Maniac. Thanks, Lacey. Thanks, Pete Turner. Holly, thank you. Alexandra Turner, thank you. Rock joined us. Hello, Rock. Thank you, Rock, for your question. Carl Meyer. Oh, we had loads of people in today, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think that might. Oh no, and Martin Coker, he was with us
Martin,
briefly. This is Albs. Oh, so it's a. Oh, so
someone trying to sell us something. Yeah.
Whatever happened to the
Sexy Babes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't come around anymore, do they? Shame. I saw content of them, not for us.
And buy their advertising space.
Don't want to be associated with us. Yeah. And thank you, Neil J, who kicked us off with
Yes.
the comments and said that we were sounding lovely. So hopefully on playback this will sound better than last week's show. Hopefully we are both of a acceptable audio level, but we'll see. Right, yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next week, please take care and goodbye.